Much, guys. I just took the profits there on Meta. I was just trying to trade there real quick, but thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure. It's been a great show. Happy to be here always. Happy to kill with my guy Luca. Give me props there. There you go. But we're gonna send it off to Brendan, Sean, and Neil. They're gonna crush it for the closing show, guys. Chance for a new video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Ciao.
Ciao. Hey guys, welcome back in 2 o'clock on what is turning into a very positive afternoon for mostly the NASDAQ, mostly tech stocks, but dragging the S&P along with it. It's all about Meta. It's all about Apple just starting to go. We'll talk about all of them coming up here in the next couple of hours as we take you right through to the close. Welcome back in. Make sure you do, as the guy said there, hit the like and also subscribe if you haven't. Here's how things are setting up as we head to 2 o'clock here. 1.77% currently for the S&P 500. The Dow has been a laggard all day. It was down about 0.5% at one point, trying to get back to positive right now. But look at the NASDAQ, 4% kind of a day now for the NASDAQ, 4.1 in fact, with all of the big ones going. Alphabet into earnings, having a huge day. I'll show you the board here in a second, but TSX here in Toronto also positive. Crude oil trying to get back to highs of the day anyways. It was down almost a full percent at one point. Bitcoin now 1.5%. Ethereum, 4% now to the upside for Ethereum, leading as far as cryptos are concerned. There's 27.96% currently for Meta. What a move, dragging all of these along with it. As I mentioned, there's Google right beside it there, 6.7%, and they're reporting after the close tonight. Hopefully that stays that direction anyways. Once that report comes out, Paramount with a positive note today, up as well nicely, 4.6%. Very positive right across the entire board. I mean, there's Amazon, almost 8%. They're reporting after the market closes tonight as well. All the travel names are higher. Tesla quietly up 7% so far today. ALGN, big earnings name today in the healthcare group, offsetting a few others in this group, including Eli Lilly, that also reported to the downside. So healthcare names are positive because of that. Nice day for tech stocks, as we mentioned. Banks are strong. The only real weakness right now, energy stocks, even with, as we saw, crude going back to the positive side of things. 1.8% for the S&P 500. 4.12 right now for the NASDAQ, so we can see where the action is. Hope your afternoon's going well. Let's jump right into a number of things we were discussing. If you're with us early on this morning, it was all about Meta. And I sat here in the pre-market and said to Neil, is this thing going to be up 30% by the end of the day? Neil said no. I said probably not either, but answer is clearly yes. Here comes Sean. He's going to talk a little bit more about Meta.
Hey traders. I said no also. So this is going to be your trade of the day, sponsored by Day Trade the World. Make sure you scan that QR code below and start your prop for today. Look, man, this is going to be the clown show trade of the day. I said that. And the problem with this trade is just it kept going up. Now, the reason why it's your trade of the day is we talked about Meta early and we wanted to make sure that we saw some momentum in the name. Well, as you can see here right now, there's Meta right now, 27% up. All of these purples are all shorts. Now, this is the thing. It's your trade of the day, not because, initially, great short. We're taking all this profit. We actually, our first 10 fills on the short side all work fine. We don't get stopped out pretty much on any of these. We just keep shorting this 184 area. The high in the pre-market was 185. So we use that as our stop. Then all of a sudden, these are the shorts. This is where it starts to get nasty, leading up to 185. There's the 185 break. So at that point, we're down, but we're not down that much. We're kind of like, okay, Meta just kept going up. Let's see what happens here. It's only up 21% or whatever it was once it took out 185. So, hey, maybe that's far enough. Were their earnings that great? Yeah, they were great. Daily active users, ARPU, average revenue per user, everything was good. You got the buyback. Everything was smoking, right? But I didn't think we'd be up this much. We saw Snapchat get hit the other day. So yeah, there is some leftover buy side in Meta because people were scared about which way to go. Now, there was a crushed out, obviously, on some sort of IV here, like people short, having to buy their stock back. You can see it's absolutely a beast. Check the NASDAQ there underneath the level 2. Right here, it's only up 4% today, right? So as it continues to go up, what a huge day. Meta is now 100% from its bottoms. Its bottoms were like 85 bucks, so you're up way more than that. But never fear, we reshorted it. So right there, we're now short again off that high. Every single one of these shorts was off of a high. So right here, we're like 190, 150. Whatever these highs were, we reshorted it, right? We made some money. Then we reshort there, out. That's pretty flat. For some reason, we didn't get short there. We let it time to settle down. Then we short 193.50, which was the past top. That gets blown out. So we just tried it one more time here. Let's see, heading into the close, is now where there'll be some profit taking coming in? Are we now a little nervous about 200? So what we did was we shorted here 196, 196.50, I don't know. The high is 197, flat, double topped right there. But look, our first piece out right there at the 50 period, that was 195. Now we're coming down. Now we're $2, well, now we're about $1.60 in the money or so. I'll find out my position. But it's down here at 194.60. Do we get 192? Do we get 190? Let's try to hold on to this short. We really got stopped out real quick when we were short the first time. Let's see now if holding on. Let's go. Now we're up. Now we're probably close to $2 in the money. So let's see if Netflix can continue the move down. And we're not trying to take this out right now. We've gotten burned on the short. So let's see if we can make a little bit back. We put these lines on here for a reason. It's 192. It's your 200. Kind of coincides with this past top right there. So we're going to wait for 192. Fingers crossed. I'll probably get out a little bit earlier, but it's Meta and I got destroyed on it today. But the idea is you stay with it until you finally find a top. I just should have been more patient. Meta's your trade of the day.
Absolute monster. All day long, relentless buying as far as Meta. That was the top of that. Shout out to Fahad for the brand new promo graphic there for the watch list, guys. If you haven't done so yet, watchlist.tradertv.live. Maybe 11 seconds isn't long enough, Fahad. So he was wondering if it was going to be too long, but answer is no. Watchlist.tradertv.live, tradertv.live. You can sign up for the watch list there, enter your email address. We'll send you everything you need to know every day in the pre-market for free. How nice is that? Let's continue the conversation. I saw this great headline just before we came back on here at 2 o'clock and had to bring this up. Here we go. Yeah, Meta's got its mojo back and then some, back to the upside as we just heard about, dragging all of these big tech names with it as well. Amazon, Apple, Google, Amazon, Google, amongst others to come tonight after the market closes with earnings of their own. 6+%, guys, for Alphabet going into earnings. Some of these other advertisers or online advertisers getting a bid here as well. Snap, Pins that we talked about in the pre-market as well, having a nice day. But Amazon and Google among those to come tonight.
Hey-o.
Well, yeah, at least I'm not short Google. I don't know. That's all I got.
Don't be short anything right now. The NASDAQ is on one. I mean, I'm short Meta.
I'm short Meta. I'm short Snap. Although this is a scalp trade. You know, let's just get right into it, guys. This is a scalp trade on Coinbase. The good thing about Coin, at least, and sometimes the day trader, this is just going to be how your day goes when you don't see the longs coming at you. You wait for a key price level, and then you just only short there. And then you make sure you have tight stops if you try to go again. Then you wait for something ridiculous to happen, and then you short a move like this. So you know what? As a matter of fact, do I even want to let Coin go? I don't even know if I'm short Coin right now in front of that 85 level, as you can tell. I shorted 80, and that worked. And then the last of it got stopped out when I was in a meeting. I'm like, yeah, it was running $2 in the money. Let's give it to VWAP. And then I got stopped out. But I'm now back, waiting for parabolic. Take your shot. It actually wicked it once, and then it just kind of came back down again, so jump back in the trade underneath 85. I'll probably trail this because, quite frankly, last time I gave it all the way. I gave the last bit all the way to the high of the day. You can't do that today. You got to have a tighter trailing stop on the way back in, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm already doing the same thing with Meta because, quite frankly, if you don't, it's just been running you over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think you know. I've been there. See DWAC back in the day, and that'll tell you all you need to know, because I was pretty stubborn about that one on its first day. But I'm like, now that I'm in Meta and it's finally found a top, I got Snapchat that's not going. If it gets back above 95, I'll just make the assumption that it's going to 197, and I want a trailing stop. It's already starting to slow down here. I feel like you could get a pullback into 193. It does make sense. Like everything has gone so far at this point. Not everything. So many things have gone so far at this point that you got to feel like there's going to be some profit taking to come in. And the last one, this is the one that's weird to me. How can Meta have just pulled back $4 and Snapchat is just sitting sideways? Like flat bottom break, I'm looking for to pull back in here. So yes, I am short 4 things, but that's partly because we're up 4%. And my longs are all gone. Like anything I had to the long side either was a miss, didn't hold on long enough, or I'm just out of it on a trail. Like we'll get to GM at some point. No, we won't because it's not on the watch list or not on the rundown.
We shall not.
I was at a GM 50 pennies ago. Like this was my first position was long General Motors at the open. And I'm like, okay, that's great. Goes right to target, blows right through that. Now it's up at 42. Like, what are you gonna do? And so when you get to these highs, the risk to reward for a short-term trader scalping off highs is just sometimes the thing that sets up. So I know it's weird for a day like today, but I don't really see much of an opportunity buying the top up 4%, quite frankly.
Quite frankly, yeah. Quite frankly, today was a banger day, and to be quite frank with you, we are going to enjoy the last part of this day. Meta is now flushing, and we now have a $3 winner. We don't have a $3 loser on Meta today. So the fact that we have a $3 winner isn't nice, and it's coming back in right now. So let's wait to see if Meta can do this. We just talked about it on our trade of the day there, that we're waiting for 192. Is that foolish? Maybe, but let's just see what happens for the rest of the day. Right now, I have a lot to talk about as this market keeps going upside here. I was trying to short Apple. That didn't work. We got blown out. And the funniest part about it's not even funny. It's more embarrassing because on here, Google, look for longs. Apple, look for longs. Like all we wrote down on here was trying to look for some longs, and we wind up kind of dancing in the wrong way. But here comes Meta right back in. I've already sort of said my story. Let's see if it takes down 193. It looks like it wants to do that. I'm pretty close to taking something like at 192.50 or something. I put a 192.15. I'm going to switch that right now to 192. Like 55, something like that. Let's just see if we can get it to come back in a little bit here. Take 350 on it, and then we can hold the rest. Like, you don't want to be sitting there holding the bag, right, all the time. So let's sit here if we can do that. We've already taken a piece out there for a buck at 195. We could have taken 194 for 2. Now we're going to see if we can get a 192.50 sort of in between here. Look, just because we have the top right now doesn't mean that this can't just blow right back up to the upside. So just in case that does happen, I was debating putting a 194 in here just to capture something if it comes back up, because this one candle down, guys, is $1. Like it basically, once it broke 194, it collapsed down about 80 cents and now is finding a footing. And look where it's finding a footing. And I should have zoomed out a little bit more than this. And if I had, maybe it would have been a little bit better here. But it's running right into this 193 area. That's the last area that I tested the short that didn't work. So I'm wondering if this again might be an area of concern. But hey, we're here to trade it. We're short right now. It's a big trade for me. I mean, this is going to go into the number one. And this is going to be my most profitable trade of the day, but not my most profitable name, and we'll get to that as we keep talking. But right now, Meta looking like it wants to take down 193. Brandon, what a crazy day! Does that mean that Google and Apple can do this? I don't think so, because they weren't crushed as much as Meta. And the other thing about Meta too, and we talked about this earlier on in the day, which makes me feel even more foolish, is that right here, we talked about it coming right back up. There's that 185. That's why we were shorting in front of 185 and using that as our top. Well, guess what, smart guy? Once the top is broken right there, then let's go. I mean, we should have been long there at 185. So it sucks for that, but whatever, man. Here's Meta. It's a disaster. I mean, these shorts are fine. Could have been way worse if we had held on. All of these, shorts have outs, but right now, here it is. It's bouncing off 193. What say you on 193 right now?
So here's my take.
Did you take it out? No.
I already trailed out of Coinbase because that's how confident I am these things are coming back.
Right.
So I already trailed out here. Like every capitulation candle, trailing stop. Capitulation candle, trailing stop. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like the way I look at it is I have no longs in a Coinbase up 25%. So the fact that I'm up on the stock, when it's when it's doing this going short, I'm just going to take the money and run. Because if your read isn't, my read's not that good on it, I would have been long if my read was good. So I have a trailing stop on this, and every time it does a push to the downside, it's like gimme, 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 push, gimme, gimme, gimme. So now I have a trailing stop. I'll throw a bid at 191. I don't think we're getting to VWAP today. If we get to VWAP, congratulations.
191.
No, I have a trailing stop in.
Yeah, okay.
Right here. I'm like trailing like 40 cents. I'm trailing on this thing. Like once it capitulates down, it's like tight trailing stop on the next out. And if it goes to 91, fair enough. We'll be happy about it. I'm holding on to Snap, and maybe I won't be as aggressive doing it here. I'm gonna give Snap to the high of the day because, quite frankly, like Meta at least had good numbers. Like Snapchat didn't even do anything good, and they're up 10%. It's just on sympathy. This should at least get back to VWAP, so I might hold on to that one. And Alibaba, by the way, we're going to go to big tech in a second. We're just kind of running through everything. Alibaba has just at least been relatively weak. Like that's down 3%. I haven't taken anything out. Actually, no, Neil. No. I'm covering some at VWAP. Why? Because the market has surprised me every single time I've been convinced something is weak, and I was about to tell you, no, I'm not getting out of this until it gets to the low of the day. Wrong. I'm taking some out at VWAP because, quite frankly, the fact that the shorts are working right now, I'm pleased. What's next?
No, I just quickly before you go, you actually convinced me right there, and I know you didn't.
Don't listen to me, man.
I know, and I knew you were going to say that, but I want to say why first. That was when you said, I don't have a good read on this today. I'm just going to do this. So I was sitting there watching Meta bounce over and over off of 193. So I said to myself, again, let's just get something out now, because if this wasn't Meta and I had seen this happen, I would have gotten out. So now we can hold the last piece here, out a third there for $1, out a third for $3, and because we haven't been reading it well, we'll hold the last third. Remember down here, it was 182, and I was like, hey guys, this 182 level looks like it wants to hold. It looks like, look at all of these outs as I was talking about that level holding. Okay? Then all of a sudden, did it hold? Yeah, we're ripped up to the upside. So I had that feeling before. Now we got it again. So I'm just getting out of that. We'll hold this 1/3. If it comes back up and takes 195 again, then we can get out of the rest and call it a day. So I like that. And again, this is what it's all about, man. Take advice, if you can. And sometimes it's like you can't see the forest through the trees, right? And it's like, if this wasn't Meta, and this is that tape reading and stuff that I'm talking about. Like, if I sat there and saw this happening, I should be taking it out. So I'm happy to take it out. Let's just move on from it now. Meta, see you later.
Yeah, pretty hard right turn underway here for the overall market as well, back towards 4190-ish for the S&P 500. Anyone watching CVNA, there's a slow kind of meltdown going on as well, a bit of a rug pull for CVNA, still up 20% as well. Apple, meanwhile, guys, let's go on to some other names of note here. Apple still 3.5%, nowhere near as big of a move back to the downside for Apple as the overall market is seeing currently. Apple up after the bell tonight. I wanted to mention this line down here. 7 of 8 analysts are expecting the first decline in quarterly revenue in nearly 4 years since COVID for Apple. Is this going to be possibly short-lived here?
Apple?
Well, I'm hesitating to say something like, well, Apple can't do what Meta did, I don't think, because Apple didn't get beaten up as badly. So one of the biggest features of, actually, I was talking to our legal guy about one of the best features of bear markets is that you get the best types of rallies. So yeah, you get lots of volatility, which is great for a day trader, but then you get all these crazy wicks on the chart. But then you get all these great bear rallies because everything's down such a huge percentage that you can get monster percentage gains on a daily or weekly basis without the stock actually putting a dent in what happened before. Well, Apple's a little bit different. So, like everything else, it's cracking the 200 period and running away from it like it's got the plague. But it's not a 20% type of stock. I'm not as optimistic as I would have said about Meta. Like yesterday, Meta, my whole take was there's no chance they're as bad as Snapchat. No way I thought it was going 20%. I simply thought it was going to be up. I probably would have guessed in the 8 to 10% range. I just felt they were definitely better than Snap, which sucked, and manages to actually find some buyers the day after. I think we could see a little bit of a disappointment if you're thinking what's going to happen in Meta is going to happen over there in Apple. It was a tricky trade for me because I took one trade on the 150, and it was a good scalp initially and then just didn't do anything. I have my 15-minute up for perspective because everything's moved so far today. And then finally, after doing nothing, it then made this late break. So 150 is a pretty obvious line in the sand here. We get back beneath that. I think this break that we have in the NASDAQ to the upside could be under pressure a little bit here. I'll get to you. Michelle Rivera has a question about APE and AMC. We'll get to that in a bit, to be sure. And yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but a lot to get through when it comes to big tech. I feel like the big mover and the better trade is going to be Alphabet. There's just so much more room for Alphabet to run tomorrow. It's on one today, to be sure. It's got the AI aspect going for it. It's on the midst of a pullback right now, which I'm kind of interested in back at this 106. Like, here's 106. I want to go for a dip buy on Alphabet down at 106. I just feel like it might have a much better chance to be the runner for tomorrow. If something pulls something close to Facebook, it's not going to be Apple. It's more likely to be Alphabet.
Yeah, I like that call. I don't know, Apple has so many fanboys too. Like, I mean, I kind of think that's might have what happened a little bit with Meta. It just kept on going because there's so many people that were like doubting it, and then it's like, I'll show you, and then they ran this thing to the high side. But of course, Apple, I like the call on that because it's a completely different beast. Apple is now, I don't know, Microsoft, we'll see who's the largest. It was percentage, like pips away from which one was the largest constituent in the NASDAQ, whether it was Microsoft or Apple. I'll have to check that out today based on some of these moves. I think it was should still be Microsoft. Microsoft is off today again as well. Wow. All right, Meta's still bouncing, so that's good. Still $3 in the money where we took it out. All right, let's just continue to look around here a little bit. So what we're talking about here today, once again, is Apple. So we first went long Apple right down here at 148.50. I like that trade. But you can see we got out of that. So that ripped all the way to the high side. There's our 150 out. So that was a really good trade to start the day. I just want to make sure that I have this stop here in Meta, which I do, so that's good. And Meta's, by the way, coming back in here, 192.50, really starting to create some bottoms here, hopefully. There's 192, the level that we didn't wait for. Hopefully it goes. But all right, so that's what we're doing right now, and yeah. Let's go back over to Brendan because I don't have my Netflix thing set up here.
Talk about CBNA here, back to the downside, as I was mentioning as well. A few people mentioning this as well. Vino, it's not Vino o'clock yet, but soon to be. Gaucho Group just broke 420 there, day highs, 250%. I don't see much on this other than a 2 million float. So it might be the flavor of the day on small float land. Vino, we'll keep an eye on that as well. CBNA downside here in a big way with the overall market, guys, but nothing much as far as additional news to talk about this morning for Carvana, but under pressure this afternoon.
So I'm going to tell you, somebody had a really good day on Carvana.
Let's go.
And there was a bit of it was a whale, and I'll tell you what happened because I was involved in it. First off, you can't say vino and talk about that stock without saying in vino veritas. That's for everybody. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch Tombstone. But I was looking longs on Carvana after the halt up, and I should have just left it at that. Oh, no, I should have reversed to the short. We had the long break. It would have had the halt. We got the breakout. It actually tipped up almost to 20s. This is a 3-minute. This all did happen in the 3 minutes. It then came back down, touched 18, back up to the top, and I'm like, I got it. Headed to the top again. And then it broke the high. I went for the long off the high, and then this is me covering at the high. All in a 3-minute span, and I could have just left it alone at that point. But I did go to short the pop afterward, had a good short going here, was in the money. We had actually made 40 or 50 pennies, actually closer to 60 on the last leg. And then some dude stepped up for 100,000 shares on the bid. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get out, and if he breaks, I'll go short. So the second I get short when he breaks, we get back in what we had here. Oh, yeah, ran the stops, and then it goes up, stops everybody out, and that same dude who had 100,000 just starts throwing 25,000 lots on the offer, and is just getting filled. It's like, congratulations, that guy just made $1 in a 1 3-minute candle. The guy got filled for 100,000 shares, and then he's just taking 25,000 share lots out on the way up. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. If that guy's messing around, like, if you just walk away, if someone's throwing around that. When the bid is not that liquid, right? So to take a fill like this, okay, I know exactly what he's doing. They're not he didn't have 100,000 shares to buy. Like he got filled for 100,000 shares, let it go beneath, so everyone thinks that he's broken and it's gonna flush. And the second it got underneath, he probably bought another 100,000 in that same move to trap everybody short. And now he's double long and everybody's punching out, and then he's just winning, right? So like when you see whales do stuff like that, I find it's best to just get out of the way, which I did, and then the shorts were fine again. So I probably should have stuck with it.
Yeah, I don't have a trade on Carvana today. I mean, it was a wild day on that name, and I think a lot of you know that. So let's go on to the next piece on the board, Tesla. Wow, what gets to 200 first, Tesla or Meta?
I still say Tesla.
We could put that up. Why don't we put that poll
I still
up
say
there?
Tesla.
We could do that. Let's go over to Brendan and discuss Tesla.
But man, as I said when we came on, quietly 7% to the upside today again for Tesla. Kathy Wood was buying some up. That's about it as far as Tesla is concerned today, guys.
I mean,
Okay.
first of all, like my vote in that was Tesla back when we did. I forget when we did. I think we literally did it the first day of the year or something like that. I thought it would be Tesla. I think it's still Tesla getting to 200 first. It just makes a little bit more sense. It's not as overextended. It's got a nice sort of gradual, healthy move to the upside, for lack of a better word. It wasn't the name I was looking for the long today. And, you can argue, look, Tesla was probably great for a breakout. I just simply preferred GM. And it's not, I don't know that you're wrong, because when I look back at the chart, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's like, okay, nice strong bounce, consolidation break, scalp, hold to the top. Like everything about it is exactly the same for whatever reason. And you should just do this when it speaks to you. Just trade the one that makes sense. If for some reason it's easier for me to punch long 40 on GM and actually hold for the move than it is for me to go over and trade basically the same setup on Tesla, like 85, 86 here, or maybe a 190 break at 1030, then just do the one you're gonna be able to put on. Like if you're more comfortable trading Tesla and the levels speak to you, trade Tesla. If you like Ford, trade Ford, man. But I came down and I was like, I like Pinterest long, didn't get it. I like GM long, got it. I like FedEx long, didn't get that either. It was a frustrating morning. I was saying in the chat to some people, there are days where you don't deserve to have a green day based on your read, but you kind of get lucky because like when you do short things on an up day, you end up getting some tops, and then you have enough longs that you hold on to them and they go all the way. So that kind of works out for you too, because quite frankly, not to have like 7 or 8 long, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I didn't get FDX. What the heck is that? Like I'm like, in the morning show, I'm like, 210 break on FedEx. That's a good one today. I never trade FedEx. It just looks so good on the setup. I looked at it above the 200 period. I'm like, it's got room up to 217. Okay, well, it went 210 to 217. I didn't make a single trade on it. Sometimes that's going to be your day. And all you can do is the best you can, because you're never going to be perfect. No one gets them all. You just got to try to figure a way to get paid out on the things that you have right, which is holding on to them. That's why I was so greedy holding on to GM, because I didn't have any other longs. So it's like, why would I cover this? It's just, you might as well let it ride, because it's all you've got to the long side and the market's unstoppable. And then the same thing for the short. You better really like the short if you take it on a day like today. And I mean really like it. Like you're just super confident that you've got the level. I never saw anything on Tesla that gave me that kind of a feel. So at least I wasn't trying to pick tops there. It never got to 200. I never really liked the breakouts, so I stayed away from it. It is what it is.
So I'm playing Lucid here off the 200 here on the 3-minute. Lucid just came into 1220. It was flying pretty high here today, broke through some levels and just trying to bounce right now off of here. So Lucid, we're now long 28s. But that bottom is 20, so I just got started a little bit early. We'll see. We are waiting down here for some more fills. Let's see if Lucid wants to bounce right now. If you're looking at the daily chart on this name, again, that whole Saudi buyout stuff, that's past us now, but it has sparked, obviously, a rally in the stock. So let's not forget about it. But at the same time, it's not in the stock today. We're just going to try to trade this. And if it breaks through 20s, then we're gone. We'll average into Lucid right now at 24. But Carvana's for right now, that's what we're doing right here. 1220, that little wick bottom right there, if it breaks it, then maybe we see some downside there in Lucid. So we're on this name right now. Just give it a chance to see where we can go. But it's bouncing off 12.20 right now. We'll see if Lucid can hold that bid.
Microsoft here was, I mean, we're obviously still talking big tech a little bit, but Microsoft was on watch this morning, a little bit more active than some of the other ones, simply off that ChatGPT note. If you missed it, they're integrated, or they're going to integrate ChatGPT specifically into a premium model for Teams. And I was reading into it a little bit. It's super interesting. It'll take notes in a meeting. It'll assign tasks in that same meeting. It's sounding pretty interesting, guys, as far as what they're going to do with ChatGPT, not only through Bing, but through their workplace communication systems as well. $7 a month starting in June, and then in July it goes up to $10 a month for the AI version of Teams from Microsoft.
I think that's very cool too. This is gonna be a crude thing to say, but I kind of feel like they could have had a press release this morning saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna integrate it," and you know what? Quite frankly, it doesn't do anything useful yet, but eventually it will, and it's probably still would be up like 3 or 4% today.
There goes Lucid, by the way.
Because it's just the kind of day we have. I think Microsoft it's very well poised here. It wasn't as beat up as some other names, but there's more room for this to go. I'm looking at least 270 in terms of not necessarily today. I'm looking around the 270 just in case if this move were to fizzle out. Like there's levels out there that I think some of these stocks can get to before that happens. Even on this last dip. You know, as strong as this market's been, like you can't tell me, as a matter of fact, 62s, I should almost be trying to like a dip buy scalp 62s here if it can hold up. Now, the market's at a pretty interesting point. We got to 4%. The NASDAQ's right back into consolidation. Microsoft is already through earnings, so you don't really have that kind of risk associated with it at this point. You don't have to worry about it. You kind of know where things lie. At the end of the day, this just feels like if we're going to make another leg upside and we're not done with the rally, how could Microsoft not be a part of that story? So it's not that hard to say long in front of 62, give yourself a tight stop. The same way I was shorting with tight stops at key spots. Now that you're on the way back in, I would only look for longs with very, very tight stops. I'd much rather be, like I want more shorts. I mean, Snapchat's fine. Like I hold Snapchat, not Meta. Meta's at 191. It is what it is. That's just par for the course. But if this can't bounce off 62, I'm probably not going to stand in front of it. I want to see it bounce. And if it holds even once, I'll take that scalp trade.
All right, let's go. I mean, I know you're talking about Meta right now. We're $5 in the money right now on Meta. So, I mean, all we had to do was have the trade of the day, trash talk it a little bit, and then it's all the way down. So that's a good trade here for Meta as it's continuing to crack lower now. So here's the short, here's the out. So, you know, it just goes to show you, and we do talk about this on the show, of course, over and over again as much as we can. You know, sometimes you trust your read, right? Remember, there was a day last week where I had a horrible day. And I think it was a Monday, I believe it was. It wasn't a horrible day, but we lost. And every time we lose, I consider that to be horrible. And, you know, we have a horrible day, and then we came back. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we had banger days. So it's like, just stick with what you're doing, and it can be frustrated. I mean, I feel kind of bad for my wife, to be honest with you, because every day I go home and I complain about something or whatever. It's like we rarely talk about the winners. You only seem to remember your losers, it seems like, for me anyways. But here it comes to the downside, Meta. So again, we stuck with the plan, and now it's coming back in. So here we go. Meta, it already broke. I took it out at 193, remember? And I was like, yeah, okay, let's see what's going on with that. But 193 right now for Meta. You know, it doesn't look like a great out, but I'm happy with it. Out 95, out 93. Now we've got a big move to the downside here. Do we get to VWAP of 188? How sweet would that be if that was the case? So let's see if that can come through right now with Meta on my mind now. Back down into 190 could be a spot of concern. Did you mention you still have that trailing stop?
I'm out. I trailed
You're out.
out of
Okay,
it.
that was what it was.
I elected to hold Snap instead of Meta. I just had more confidence that Snap was a weak stock. Obviously, Meta went so far that it's going to come down. When it does come down, it works a heck of a lot better. I just looked at the one, like, which one did I not think was going to break the high? It was kind of the decision-making I put in there. But it also doesn't have as much room to fall. I just want to talk about this Vino for a split second because it's trying to go 5 right now. So a lot of times after this, I'll be thinking short something parabolic. And if you look at it on the higher time frame, okay, there's $5 up there, a bit of a bag hole type level. Probably some room to 550 if you're being honest with yourself. And 6 feels like a much bigger level up there as well. But it's pretty linear into it. Like it's just, it hasn't done something crazy above that price. Like no spike that really looks like it's run some stops. So I'm not shorting this. I didn't even pay for locates on it. And I'm gonna point up the chart of Coinbase as a difference. Like when you're shorting something at a gradual move up, you kind of want this to happen before you think it's like boom, then it goes to 85. Like if Vino had done that into $5, I'd probably be thinking about the short. Hey, it might work. Don't get me wrong. Like I just told you why I'm not really looking for the 5 short, despite it seeming like it makes sense on the daily. But that doesn't mean it might not work. As a matter of fact, the way this day is going, I'll tell you all the reasons why I didn't want to short this one or pay for the locates to do it, and then it'll be at 450 in 2 seconds because that's how I roll apparently.
All right, I got you, Mark. And this is another reason. I mean, there should be lots of reasons I'm hoping for to become a member in our chat. But right here, Mark, I don't know where it was, but anyways, Mark asked, where do you get that short interest look from Trade Ideas? You go new here. New. Single stock window, and it'll populate over here. And then you can bring this up. And then you just type in, I don't know if you wanted Carvana or whatever, you just type in whatever the name is, and it'll come up here, then you'll see short float right there. So it's in here, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. You can edit this to wherever you want, market cap, cash on hand, like whatever. This is the best. I mean, there's so many good things about Trade Ideas. This is just one of them where you get to see sort of what you want, and you can customize this. You know, relative volume is there as well, 6 times right now, RVol. So, you know, it's all right here, market cap, cash on hand, short float. It's only up 200% since January 1st. So all that's right in there. Thanks, Mark, for asking. And you can get, I believe, we can, oh no,
or,
I can't move this. It's 20% off Trade Ideas, what I was getting at. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, the other thing you can do, quite frankly, not to give extra work to you, but you can do it with me as well, is we both have it in our layout already. So you can copy our layouts. And all you got to do for that is just DM us, and it's literally a link. You can save it to the cloud, and you send somebody a link, and then they get your layout, which saves you the time of building. Although I tell trainees this all the time, when you're building your own trading layout, you want to build your own because you want to customize to you. But it's not that bad to have a foundation to start with. But you do want to build at your own comfort level. Like our screens don't look exactly the same. Yeah, exactly. Like learn the platform, learn the system, and one of the best ways to do that is customizing it yourself.
I mean, you and I we're lucky enough to have Michael Noss in our back pocket, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I mean, you guys do too, to be honest with you. Michael's been a great friend of the show. He's probably watching right now. Shout out, thanks, Michael. He'll be on our show tomorrow, and he's gonna be here actually in 2 weeks. 2 weeks today.
2 weeks.
He comes through, actually.
That's right.
He'll be out here. We'll be having some beers on Trade Ideas, of course. And then we'll be answering some questions. And he'll be live on the afternoon show
Nice, he's paying.
with a couple questions. Yeah, let's... Go, hit what... I hit it. Go ahead. What did you want
I was going to do this one.
Go, let's do it. Yeah. Congratulations.
Speaking of...
Anyways, Trader TV 20, if you want the promotion right now. We are affiliated with them, so we'll talk about that.
And he's a super cool guy. He really is. Just a couple of things, just to update. Because of my supreme confidence in how far this is going to go down, I had been getting out of Snapchat 40s, some in the 35 range. It just bounced off VWAP. I'm going to leave a little bit on here. If it comes back up, maybe I don't want to reload. Alibaba's now trying to break through 109. This one, it's now through VWAP here. I'm actually thinking about where I can add to the position. My gut is if it hangs around, I can try to pick some up around 109, 40, or 50, reload a little bit lower, and then just see if it can't flush into the day. And the difference being the Chinese ADRs have been getting their butt kicked all day long.
Yeah.
So if the market keeps going down, like are they really catching a bid? I'd be surprised if it happened, but stranger things have happened in the past. We're done the rundown. We finished the rundown.
I still haven't seen Stranger Things, the newest one.
Really?
Yeah, really. I don't know why. I mean,
you got
Marissa
kids too.
Kids?
No, I mean they're not like they don't. Like,
I'm not letting my kids watch. Well, I mean, I have an 11-year-old.
it's basically like the Goonies, man. Essentially.
Yeah.
It's just like Goonies with better production quality.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
You guys don't know what Goonies are. So Goonies.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, whatever.
If they don't, then
it's like it was a movie in the 80s. Look it up. It's actually pretty funny. Movie in the 80s, kind of a similar to Stranger Things. Just obviously the production quality was. I mean, it's the 80s, so it sucked, but it's funny. It's a good movie. You guys will like it. So I didn't get a bounce on Microsoft at 262 here. However, it's trying to find this bottom just around the same level, like 261.50. So that's where it has to be. Like I want to see buying and then I want to join buying. It's the same thing when things get to the top. It's like I want to see it make a top, and then I want to join it, as opposed to say, well, I know exactly where the move is going to stop, so let's just go with that. So I got a little bit of a scalp idea. It ends up being beneath 262, but I'll just plop myself right here. I've already hit it. There you go. See, my order goes in. Low 60s here. See if I can't get something inside of the range. BOBA seems fine. Oh, Tesla cracked 190 to the downside, eh?
I have a new trade idea.
Weak. But
It's not, I mean, this is not sponsored by Trade Ideas, but I do have a new trade idea right now, and we're in it, so let's discuss it a little bit. It's DraftKings. Shout out to all my degenerates out there. We are now into DraftKings, and just like sports gambling sometimes takes my money, although this last weekend was okay, had some good plays, and like I said, I'm going to be on, well, me and Neil are going to have a bet. I'm going to be on the Eagles, he's going to be on
oh, we don't have the stakes
Chiefs.
for it, though. You guys come up with something.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not letting them come up with anything.
Oh, yeah, maybe
that's for
I'll-
damn sure.
yeah, that goes
okay,
bad
but
for me.
no, we're just playing around. So I'm going to try this here against this 90 fall. I mean, it just fell down almost 60 cents in a straight line here, as so did the market. The market came right back in. But again, I want to trade something that's relatively strong. I figured out, I mean, I didn't figure out anything, but my problem with the Lucid trade, it's not that it's a problem with this trade, but you know, once it broke, look at this thing collapse all the way down to 12, and then look where we went to. Like, this is the thing about it, man. It's like, we could sit here, Neil and I will get distracted. It's not an excuse about anything, but like, this broke, and then I should have stuck with it because it just dropped right into the next level of support. So we traded Lucid off of this, the 200 period on the 3-minute. It broke it, then just bounced right off the low of the day that already happened here. So when I talk about DraftKings right now, this is what I'm saying about what my lesson is not the price I'm in now. It's about where do we hold this to if we're wrong, right? So here's DraftKings. This is the close, or sorry, this is, we danced around here early, then we came back at 10 o'clock, so it's 80. So we're gonna drop this down to 80 and just show that level right now. So we're in it here. In case we get the move back in the market, we'll be on DraftKings. But I wanna average in one more time back in the mid 80s and give it to that bottom right there. Now, just because it worked for Lucid, it does not mean it's gonna work at all for DraftKings, but you know, it's broken, it's right back to the low of the day, or at least where we started. If there's other names like this, I'd love to look at them, but right now, this has come right back in to the low of the day, and it's not even, you know, it's still a positive one. It bounced off the 200 period then, now the 200 period's all the way up here, but I'm gonna put another bid around 84, 85, and then just try to respect this 80 bottom. If it gets burned, it gets burned, but this is a trade that I'm gonna try to work on right now.
So two things. One, already got a little scalp trade in Microsoft, just waiting for it to make a bottom range. Take bottom, scalp some in the middle. I'll reload the position if I can. But the second thing is, where are you in the chat? Come on. It was Chris808 saying take profits at Fibonacci extensions. So what's weird about it is like that's something like I've been messing around and sort of testing Fibonacci retracements for when you get into small caps. Usually I'm using small caps for it, and you get those parabolic movers as places to take profit. Like, okay, well, it gets to this level and breaks it while I'm getting some out, and it allows you to hold for bigger moves.
Yep.
I found that's actually pretty valuable. I don't like them for entries. I haven't really found anything successful for that, but I find getting out of positions, it's really not all that bad. But that's what you got to do. Like, just try to do some new things. But when you're testing something out, like paper traded. Like I was coming in the pre-market and essentially paper trading movers and seeing what they did from 7 to 8:30 and then to test the idea. And I wasn't doing anything live. I think the first time I actually used them for outs was after like 3 weeks or something like that, or almost close to a month. So make sure you're always testing those things out there. That's what it is all about. So I just reloaded on Microsoft, so we'll try rinse and repeat. The thing about a level like this is you pay yourself out, but hey, we break the bottom, we'll probably head down into VWAP. Because the market is now really accelerating to the downside.
Let's go.
I got to get a bid out on Snapchat at some point, so I'm just going to go throw a bid on Snapchat. My stop is in place on Microsoft, right beneath this support level, so it's not as if it can turn into a disaster trade, and that's how you've got to be able to do it. Like, try to keep your losers small. I know it's cliche to say and it's obvious, but try to keep your losers tight and small and and then your winners, try to find a way to hold on to them for a little bit longer. Because if you've got something good, there's no point getting out of it too aggressively on the way back in. Like, you let essentially, and Snapchat's kind of grooving in here, let it break down, then get some out. Let it break down, get some out, break down. See, that's a bad out right there, 35, because I'm playing it off of here instead of just seeing where it bounces. Okay, it bounces there, I can get a couple extra pennies out of it. It's $11 stock. That adds up at the end of the day. Yep. Like right now, I'm sitting at the bottom end of this range because it's been riding VWAP all day long. I mean, I know it because when it broke, see, look what happens. It broke down. I'm like, yeah, short that bad boy. Don't take more here. Short it here, get out there. But it's been riding VWAP, so if it bounces off it again, I just want to take another piece out and then see if it can do what BABA is doing, because BABA, yeah, I need to find a way back into this. It just broke 109, and I want to be adding to this. Like, this is not one where I want to take off. It's like, where can I add to this short, because I think it's heading down to the low of the day, and I don't want to just indiscriminately short it right here. Like, I was looking for like VWAP 109.50, something down around maybe the quarters at this point. So I'm going to pop on the offer. Like any kind of a pop close to VWAP, and I think I'm going to be adding to BABA. It does not make sense to me to be taking this trade off, as weak as it sounds. So I'm just going to get on the offer there. You can see just around VWAP or in between it. Softy's probably going to be in some trouble. I want to check out Coinbase for a second because, yeah, I trailed out of Coinbase all the way at VWAP. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I can't complain about it though. Like, look at the stock.
You could.
2 years ago, like I might have just been destroyed on Coinbase when I had a day like today. It did have a catalyst to it, by the way, so that's one of the reasons why it is so extra strong. And when I see that pulling back like this, I wonder, is there an opportunity in SI? Flat bottom break? Maybe not. Carvana is, by the way, I mean, if you're watching Carvana, this is really dying now. It gets all the way back to yesterday's top, that 1430, which if you're watching yesterday's show, I gave that up way too early. That was fun. So Microsoft just came out. We'll slap the fail on the reload there.
Oh, no.
But I'm going to short. Yeah, I mean, Carvana, maybe even just in this range here, this is really starting to fall apart. And it was at 1150 that this broke out yesterday. It's not crazy that it gets back down there. You do remember bankruptcy is a thing. And look at the offer on. What the hell was that offer on Carvana? What the hell was that?
What, you're on?
Is it still there? You guys see that?
I didn't.
See that?
Oh, 44.
So that's like 4 offers of 70,000 shares. So someone's offering like 300,000 shares. And I say somebody because when you see this, that's like one order being spread across the gateways. At least that's my understanding of it. The way that some gateways allow you to do that, it's like you hit one order and it spreads it out for you. Anyway, so someone's selling a bunch here. Remembering what happened to me when I looked for that level to clear, so they broke last time, shot it to the upside, and then came back down. So the way I see it, that person's offering a bunch. Last time it was a bid that got filled. If they get broken, I think what happens is a lot of people will punch long when it breaks, right? So they'll punch long, it'll shoot down, and then it might actually just come back up again. So I'm not going to engage with it at that price. I actually want to see that order fill first, and then I can move on.
So, like, I know you're out, but, I mean, here goes Meta right to 190 again. So now we have a $6 winner here on Meta. So, yeah, I just feel like we need to, but then if I don't know. We could take it out. We could take it all out, hold some of it. I don't know, but you're right back into this level. Just debating about this 188 now back to VWAP. So, what was a disaster sort of morning for us here on, it wasn't a disaster. I mean, I say that, but that's just because we want to win all the time. All these shorts, they all have outs here. And then this was really the worst one when we took 185 because we were sort of short here at 184. Then we had a little bit more at 185. And then we didn't get out until it took basically 186. So that was the bad trade. In here, just a bunch, like, in and out, out there, then out again, blown out, and then there. It was just more like it's frustrating. All these shorts were actually, besides this one, all of them were in the money. Every single one, and that one there at 186. But, so we just took some lumps, right? And then eventually we caught the top, and we were waiting for it, and this is what we're talking about. When you are going to trade like this, at some point, you hope, fingers crossed, that you do catch a top. And that's what we did, man. 196, 196.50. Now all the way to the downside, 190. We just cracked through 190. 189.73. This is a $7 winner right now on Meta. So, well, sorry, $6. As we break through 190, we'll work on our $7th dollar. But it's good. It's a good trade. It's, putting us back a little bit back in the stratosphere here. So hopefully, we've sort of licked our wounds from all that. That's Meta to the downside. Now, what is really collapsing, that we were short until it broke, and then it ripped to 151, and then it just came right back in. Apple. So on earnings tonight, Apple's going to be a good report, I would think. But again, this is where Neil and I talk about this all the time. This is where the risk is, right? Like, what if it's not a great report tonight, and people are sort of levered up because everyone got thinking that this market maybe found a bottom. So I don't know. You got to sort of play it by ear here with Apple. And I just feel like if it does come back in to sort of these levels right here, 148.50, let's be smart about it and take a long back down here. Let's not try to catch this right now. If we can come back and maybe take 150, then I could see going back into this name. But for now, let's just chill out on Apple and wait for something to happen. Update on DraftKings, nothing to say. What? Oh my God, it went to, that sucks. I was at 180. It went to 181 and stopped. Now it's back up. So, okay, bad price for me there on, oh, that sucks because we were waiting ready to go on that. Ugh, that's too bad. We did have an upsized order down there. I wonder if it saw it and ran away, but regardless, I don't have it anymore. So we don't have this trade. But that we're waiting for 180 on DraftKings. That missed. So let's put our bid at 182. Oh, that sucks. We just missed that. But okay, life of a trader. We'll move on.
That's the life of a trader. So they broke that order on Carvana. So we'll see if it does something very similar to last time. So it broke the bid. So it broke that offer, shoots to the upside, so stops it out. You think it's going to go, wait for it to make the move, and then try and get something. Because I was going to short this anyways, but instead of shorting in front of the size, I'll wait for the size to break, and then look for like the retracement after this move up. So we'll see what happens here. The last time there was a whale buyer, they got filled on the bid, and then the stock went in their direction. So kind of the same thing I'm looking for here. I only have I have like 64 price. I wish I had something like 75s or so, but I've given myself a little bit of room that when it starts curling, like it did here when I was the wrong way, because it was the opposite, right? Like I should have been long when it broke that, guys. I'm going with the short. You give it a chance to be able to curl. Like it actually moved a lot. So we'll see what happens. It's at that 15 level. If it gets past 15.25, I'm out. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
I just saw Disney pop up here, guys, on volume. Earnings next week, by the way, I saw today for Disney, so heads up on that. But they just issued a response to Trian, which is Nelson Peltz hedge fund, and their efforts to get a board member placed on Disney's board, saying, does not endorse Nelson Peltz, believes the election of either Mr. Peltz or his son would threaten the strategic management of Disney during this period. So not a good response, it would look like, as far as Nelson Peltz is concerned, but Disney on the up move.
Yeah, so they said no. I mean, yeah, they've been trying to get that done. I actually like where Disney is at right now because I feel like, and I'm talking about that while watching Carvana because that's what I'm trading. It's just that I don't know that Disney's getting the credit for the part of their business that is not under any pressure. Like when you think about the theme parks and the cruises, can things actually get worse for that side of it in the next year? I don't necessarily think so. You can say that about the growth side and the streaming side, that maybe everything's come a little bit too far, and Netflix could be an example if that's what you believe. But the other side of their business, I think it should have already made its bottom. We'll see if that's actually true, but I think that bodes well for Disney going forward. Baba, come on. Baba just missed me. Give me a break.
I can't believe that DraftKings.
Oh, Baba just missed me by like 10 cents for a re-entry, but I just got not a reload, but I was just able to add on the curl on Carvana. I'm bidding all the way back into 14 here, and I'd hold on to a small piece just in case it breaks the low. But that's a pure scalp trade based on it breaking the size and then looking for it to come up and then shorting that bit of a curl, kind of what it did earlier. Now that it seems like it's calming down, I will go over to Disney just to point out. I did want to be looking at Disney and showing you guys when I said all this, if my chart even wants to. Really? Thank you for my daily chart's going to not go now. Sometimes I love it. No, Disney, 3%. It just recently made a big breakout, so the key for me will be, can it actually hold 110? Not where it can get to, more like what can it hold? If it holds that 110 level, I think there's still room for it to run. My daily chart doesn't want to show up. Thank you. Now my daily chart wants to show up for Disney as it fills in. There's plenty of room for it to go. Like it just recently broke the 110. That's what I was getting at. And then it has to get to that 117 area. So there's plenty of room. It already broke the 200 period. I kind of like the trend for this stock. It's kind of hilarious. I knew the 110 level, but there it is. Visually, I wasn't just making that up. This is why 110 was key. Room to 117.
Okay. All right. So here comes DraftKings coming in right now. So hopefully I took a very, very small piece there. So it's going to lower my bid now at 80. Just came in a little bit there at 87. Hopefully, this second time's is a charm for me and not a charm as it's coming back in here a little bit. So let's wait to see if this wants to fill out there right now. I do have a trailing stop now on Meta, 192. Like, that's where I was debating taking it in the first place. Let's see if it happens again right now. 192 or so here on Meta is something that we'll get out. That's right where the 50 period is. It's right where the 200 period is. Now they've crossed, so we can wait for that. And then, of course, as you go, the 3 minute doesn't really matter for Meta right this second. So we're going to watch out for that. Let's just check out. I see Rivian moving around a little bit now. It sucks because oh, man, that Lucid. So here comes Rivian back down in again right now. Or how close are we to the open? I guess we got to rethink about this strategy. So the open down here is all the way down to 2040. So maybe there are a lot of names right now that have retraced all the way back, right? And so that's something that we have to remember and keep an eye on because wow, XOM actually is down 4% right now. Exxon Mobil. I was just looking at the scanner here to see where where some pockets of weakness might be right there. But look at this though. Again, bouncing right now off this 109.80 level is Exxon Mobil. So this could be a name. What's the market rate?
They're not making enough buckets of money.
Yeah, they're only
apparently.
making $56 billion what they reported there for the year. It's very, very light. Yeah, record for I think it was for any company, I guess. 56 billion there, unbelievable. But that's 109.83 right now. Obviously barcoding there, but look, right back here to the 50 period on the daily as well. So yeah, maybe this is a break spot right there if we continue to go down. 109.85, a possible good look there on XOM. Okay, DraftKings, I get it. You're going to do this now, right? So, yep, there it is, man. As the market breaks down, we took it this time, and this time we're going to lose. Frustrations keep. Well, I mean, Meta's not frustrating me, but it is DraftKings right now that is frustrating me. We're now long at 87. Maybe it bounces back up. Maybe it doesn't. Let's give this one some room. This is where it bounced last time. DraftKings back here. I'm frustrated today a little bit because what we make here by holding Meta, we're giving it back on that idea there, and we gave a little bit back on Lucid as well. So, all right, only down a little bit now. Let's see if this can come back. Our average price is 87 on DraftKings. The market bounces, we probably be good, but I don't like the trend here as it seems like it's not our friend and downside. And then there's just a quick check again. Bouncing off 190 is Meta.
In your face,
yes.
CVNA. So here's the thing. Even if Carvana doesn't go back to 14 right now, I'll be happy regardless. Why? Because when that big whale guy ripped my face off when things were going well earlier, at least when I saw the same type of an order, gameplay, I decided to allow them to play the games and then just learn the lesson, right? So if you're following through, whale buyer shows up on the bid, takes the fill, makes everyone think they're screwed, go short, right? And then it immediately pops. Okay, well, fine. Break the seller. I don't care what direction it goes. I'm just going to wait for it move to happen. Once it makes the move, I'm looking for that next level rollover. If it broke down, I think it was probably a snapback long off 13. I'm glad it went up because I was kind of thinking short anyways. But allow the move to happen off that big order, and then play the fade or play the bounce, one or the other. It just happened to be that bounce. I promised I'd I promised I would at least answer Michelle Hebert, because he asked about APE and AMC. So my understanding is the vote, you guys can check me on the date. It's mid-March, whenever the heck it is in March, when it comes to the conversion. I think most people are saying that the vote's going to go through, right? So that APE and AMC should be...
Brankles,
what did you drop again? Sheesh, guys. But yeah, the vote's going to go through, and these two issues should end up at about the same price, or at the same price. But it's not guaranteed the vote is affirmed. That's the first part. The second part that is weird to me is I feel like if the arbitrage was this easy and that obvious, that you just wouldn't why aren't there more people doing it? Because if the arbitrage would be to buy APE and sell AMC. So then how does AMC have a 7% up day without APE going ham today? It's just me, if big money isn't putting, I know Chanos put this arb on, but if big money isn't aggressively putting an arbitrage trade on something like this, how obvious is it really? So yes, I agree with the logic 100%. And as a day trader, there's very few ways to do that trade except for favor shorts AMC, favor longs in APE. On an up day in the memes, APE just feels like a relatively safe long play, if that makes any sense to you guys. But it's not a go long APE play or a specifically short AMC trade. It's an arbitrage doing both. That's the actual thing that I think what big money should or would be doing there. So just don't think of it as a one or the other. Not that you can't express it that way as a day trader. And at the same time, I feel like there's something. Every now and then, I'm like, why aren't more people on this? There's something I don't know. And my general assumption is, if I'm asking myself that question, then I don't know something, and so don't do it. I say it to traders all the time. It's like, well, this stock is being priced at this chance of the deal going through. Why isn't it free money to go long or short, whatever? Well, if no one else is doing it and big money isn't thinking about it, well, then maybe I'm just dead wrong. And sometimes that's just the case. Like, you want to see signals that indicate you're right, and there's nothing wrong with doing nothing.
Money.
$7
in the money now. Meta is
It's everything's
collapsing. Downside right now. This one is a monster trade. Back down to the downside right now as we get 188 here for Meta. I mean, this is just, a revenge, a dish best served cold, as we say. And there it is right there, 197, right down to the downside. Where are we going now? Finally, we get this break lower, Meta. So, yes, sir, coming right back in right now. I mean, I have nothing to say about this one other than thank you, Meta, for bringing this day back to life a little bit here. So, huge move down here for Meta. Absolutely cranking now down to 188. And this is a level that we had a little bit of problem with early. But, hey, I mean, they're still down here to go. We basically traveled from 185 to 188 without even thinking about it. So let's wait to see now what Meta wants to do. Breaking back lower right now. This is an absolutely, I mean, I don't have to tell you it's a monster. You see the trade. But let's just see where it goes now because we've already sort of witnessed this. What about 187? I'm going to change my tune here and put a stop now at 190. So it's not really a trailing stop. I'm manually putting them in. Wow. Okay. I mean, now we are really getting going here to the downside on Meta. So, I mean, here we go. This is a good one, man. We shorted this finally. We were short all day, kept taking our lunch. And then eventually it was lunchtime here at about 1:30. And then we saying, all right, let's see, enough is enough. Some double tops right there at 97. We don't have the ultimate, but now it's $8 in the money and still making moves down here for Meta. So I'm thinking about taking this out. I'm wondering about this, right where our VWAP is right here. That's this line right there, 188.50. Maybe we take it out if it retakes that, but here's the short for Meta. We have it on. It's $8 in the money. We're short at 195.84. You can see it on the board there. Nice move to the downside. I'm debating right here. It makes sense to get this out. 188.50 on the back. Maybe give it to 189. But down goes Meta here as the market retracing as well. So good trade here. But let's make sure that we keep a profit on. I'm going to put a trailing stop now to 189. We'll take $7. Clean that one. 189 to stop now for Meta.
Just quickly before we go to Brendan here, Carvana did break 14, but let's forget about that for a second because Vino took out the high of the day. Two things here. One, took the high of the day break, scalped it out, then bought the dip here at 525. So this is kind of like two trades in one. It's a 3-minute chart, so it looks like it happened all at the same time. But it broke the top, scalped in and out, and then now we're holding the new entry point. So I just got some at 55. It'll probably say 56 because I have 25 half is my actual price. Somehow I got that execution. And we'll see if it can get even higher than that. And then last thing, just to update you guys, Carvana did retrace all the way. It just got to the low. I don't know where the bottom is going to be, quite frankly. The seller is back. I think we could see at least $13 on Carvana at this particular point. Brendo, what's happening now? No? Yes?
Yeah, let's go into the final hour of the day, guys. Still trying to hold on to positive territory. However, we've given back 2% here in a bit of a hurry as far as the NASDAQ is concerned. Back to the downside. Let's have a look at where we're at right now. 0.65 for the S&P 500. The down now 0.8 only. to the downside. It has been lagging as far as all of the major markets all day long. 1.19 once again for the Russell 2000. It was up 2%. Remember when we came on at 2 o'clock. There it is. This was 4% at 2 o'clock. So we're back to 2 now, specifically for the composite. The 100 still a little bit better off. A few things from the watch list if you're with us early on this morning. Yeah, still holding on to a nice gain here for Softy on more Chat GPT headlines today. Nowhere near as much of a pullback here for Softy as the overall market so far. Netflix on the watch list, back to negative here for Netflix. Yeah, you're only going to be able to log into your Netflix account if you're on the main IP address going forward. Seems like that's how they're going to control this password sharing thing in the future. You'll be prompted on a 30-day rolling period. And if you try and do it, guys, from some other IP address, it's not going to let you
do that.
Marissa and I talked about that last night because, you know, we have like our kid is away at university, and it's just one of those things where, you know, it's actually BS, and I'll tell you why. It's because, like, what about when you go to a hotel or something like that and you want to log in as your Netflix account, or you've rented an Airbnb or something like that, and you want to use your Netflix account? I mean, I know that, you know, anybody can do that, and you could, you know, we've logged in and people have been already logged into their Netflix account. And so
at the Airbnb in Texas when I was down there, it was a great Airbnb, by the way. Man, it was fantastic. But like there was a family, and they left it logged in.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, let's see what these people were watching.
That's
but
the thing.
I get your point. I feel like it's a move. If you're a shareholder, you're not mad by this at all. So you might be frustrated by it, but overall, I just think you can't be mad. I'm not long Vino anymore, so I'll cover that. Start with the losers first. Go bad news first. So scalp some out. I wanted to give it to 5, but maybe too tight of a stop. The market's flushing, so okay, fine, tight stop on that long trade. It is what it is. I guess that's kind of how I am at these highs. Don't hold on to them long enough, get out of them too quickly. But I don't want this pulling back into VWAP on me. Snapchat's okay, but CVNA just did like a weird over-under at 14. I love that term from, it's really a wick bottom, whatever. Over-under is something Lucas says, but it's really a wick bottom here. So it broke 14, got down to like 1350 and snapped back up. But once it broke 14 even, the first time, like I'm just trying to hold this. Like I feel like if the market wants to be red, well, Carvana is a company that's already done this. It failed a top break. It double bottomed here, looked like it was going to go, failed a lower high break, did like a death capitulation in the afternoon, and has had like that size showed up again. Somebody else just trying to sell 400,000 shares in one chunk, and it didn't even pop when it filled in this time. Like it actually just went further to the downside. So I want to see if I can hold on to this a little bit longer. Baba's only about $1 in the money. I never found my way into more Alibaba. And I was saying, you should just short it anywhere. Well, Baba's catching a bid. So the market was still flushing, and Baba was going sideways this whole time. So I no longer want to sell a pop in Alibaba. That doesn't make any sense anymore. Either it breaks this channel down and flushes to the low, or I should just be getting it out if it breaks to the top side here. Snap's a different story. That's going to be fine. If Meta's flushing, Snap's a good hold. As long as Meta wants to go down, I feel like I can be safe in Snapchat because it's more of a sympathy play. It has yet to break VWAP, but I've already covered it at VWAP, so nothing much to do here, guys. And just checking back in on Tesla, wow, what a move. Look at this wick bottom on. This feels like a long on Tesla at 180. If that's a real wick, can you check on eSignal? It didn't really go to 182, did it?
Tesla?
Yeah, like look at that wick bottom. That's a sick wick bottom.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Well, not 182 flat. Went to 182.50, 182.60.
I mean, you see that. That's usually a signal for like anywhere in here you want a long when it does a wick bottom like that. Now I'd be chasing it at 186. 184.5 makes more sense, but we'll see if we can get it.
All right, we have a new position here, and I mean, our DraftKings, like we got stopped out, now it's back up. This is the kind of frustration that I'm talking about sometimes as a trader. It's just like you have these ideas that you really like, and then you're just getting stopped out because you're too early, too late, whatever. It's like it's all the same crap, to be honest with you. But all right, let's go. So right now, there's PayPal. You know, I thought we'd be into for something here at 86. Came right back into this level again. Thought the market wants to bounce upside a little bit here. We've just pulled back. Thought we were are going to go back up to the 50 period. We're going to test PayPal again, just off this 80 bottom, right? We just got another average price. Our average price is 08, so we're flat on it. I don't know why we're too worried about it. But that dump is 80. I'm not waiting that far, man. We're only going to wait. I just put the stop order in. And that's it. We just got stopped out. So that was fast. Quick 10-cent loss. Like, I don't want to be, we're not, like, it's like little cut, like, we're $9 in the money now on Meta, and it's just like, I'm trying here, but it's like every time I drop $1 on Meta, my net isn't changing because all these other stupid ideas that I keep having there. And it's not, I know I'm talking like this, but it's just frustrating because this market here, this is part of earnings market. It's like, it can go up, like, it's so fast right now, all these moves. Like, you don't normally see PayPal like, oh, I like it, okay, all right, slam right there. Like, it was just at 12s, and it just slammed down to 82. Like, that's 30 cents in 1 minute there. Like, again, now it's right back up, right? So I'm wondering if we just sort of hold what we have now. Look, you know, like Neil said, you know, we're going to be up and this and that and everything's fine. But ultimately, you know, you don't want to give money back.
It's one of those days.
On ideas that just, you know. So I feel like we can just sit back right now. I mean, Meta is now $10 in the money. So that's really working out. And I don't have much to say about that other than, like, where can we get out now on the downside? I mean, right there, that top, I hope my guy's okay over there. 186 right now could be the bottom. So I'm debating just taking this out at 186. Might it be the wrong move? But 186 could be coming in right now for Meta. Let's adjust it to what is that top? 188. All right, we break 188. 188.20 or so, we're going to get out. Maybe we retrace back up to the upside. Let's not, like, rest on our laurels here just because we have the short. We got to get out if it's deserved to. So 188.50, basically where VWAP is. Not basically, that's exactly where it is. That's my new out for Meta.
A, what are laurels? And B, why do people rest on them? I have no idea what it is. However, remember I was saying that candle? First thing first, like, I had these wicks on my chart. The first thing you heard me say it, is this wick real? Did that sell happen on Tesla? Confirmed it with Sean on the Z-Signal account. If true, yes. I want the long. See right here, I said 184.50. Okay, so the previous bottom 184.50, hammer through, long on the dip 184.50, scalp some out 1-to-1 up that bottom, actually better than 1-to-1, and now I want to see if I can get 187. So it's just about that quick, like, structured trade, so it does something crazy, but I know exactly what I want to do as it's happening, and then it's like an easy in and out. I'm not holding it to the low of the day or anything like that. I'm just looking for that tight stopped entry point. And now this can't turn into a loser. Like, it was instantly in the money off of that bounce. I like those setups. If it was a wick top, I like those for shorts. That's what got me into something like a coin. And then the long on Tesla. I was like, yeah, that looks like a long. Did it really do that? Answer, yes, take the trade. Brendo, what's up?
Oil and gas name just popping up here. I'm trying to find a reason for this, but have a little bit of difficulty doing so. Almost 10% here for next. Big move through to 650 right now on heavy volume as well. I mean, this thing barely trades regardless, but next, trying to make a move here, guys.
Oh, that makes sense. LIV, laurels are leaves that winners and heroes were receiving in ancient Rome, hence the phrase. Okay, right, so you won something for doing something cool, but hey, if you don't rest on that, you want to try to do more and get better. Now I really like the saying. If I'm saying something, I always want to know where the hell does that crap come from?
Yeah,
Like,
you
so
should
I'm just
probably
gonna
know
throw
that
it out
before
there.
you say it, but
Otherwise, you're just trying to sound smart.
that's
or
what
maybe
that's what I was trying to do.
No. It frustrates me. You know what I really like? You just go to, what's the website again? You know the one I'm thinking.
Sharif.com?
Not Sharif.com. Urban Dictionary.
Yes. I love Urban Dictionary. That's basically the dictionary that I grew up on. So the Urban
Our boy coined a phrase in that one.
Yes, sir.
Rest in peace, brother. But yeah, it was about, can I say it? Maybe I can't say it.
I wouldn't.
No, I shouldn't. That's, now that I've said it, you guys are like, what is it?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you can DM me or something.
Okay,
I can't say it.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it was regarding some race, but it was just a fun. But it's just like we don't.
It was in good
for
fun.
us. It was fun.
It was in good. We were really young, and it was in good fun at the time.
Yeah,
I
we
shouldn't
don't
say it.
we don't deal with that.
I'll
here.
let it go. Sorry.
Okay, so basically, here comes Meta. Here comes Meta. Right now, back up to the upside. So, hey, man, 186 was the bottom, and we talked about that possibly being the bottom, and we should have respected that bottom. So next time it comes back upside, we will take that, or back downside, we will take that, but we're sitting here right now anyways, and we'll take 750 on it if it does go through 188.50, 750 on the top, or more than that anyways. Well, we're short at 196, so yeah, 750. So we'll take that there, 188.50 if it does come back up. But again, another missed opportunity by your boy on that one. And then by the way, remember that DraftKings trade? That would have been okay. Let's check out on that PayPal trade, flat, but at least we would have been in the money now. We were long at 03s. Stopped out, of course, on the break lower. Not much damage done there. Literally stopped out at 93 after being long at 03. So we lose 10 cents now. We would have just been in the money 10 cents. So not really much to look at right now for that trade. But again, I feel like a missed opportunity for sure on that. So we'll wait. And then let's put that another bid there. Let's look at Apple. Apple just bouncing off 149. Obviously, I feel like that's a trade as well. Downside on Apple coming in. Wow, that went to 148. Wow, okay. Oh, man, this is so frustrating. Whenever you say wow too much, it's like, that came right back to where we were.
I gotta say, wow.
We were long right there. Look at this. We're long right here. That's our long from earlier. We should have taken that again.
You know what, Arun? If I
rested on our laurels.
If I showed that to Arun, what he always tells me is like, set an alert. It's like if you really like a level, set an alert before it gets there.
I didn't like that level. I just can't believe it went there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Because you know what will happen? You like a level in the morning.
Right,
there's no chance it's getting back to that price. However, I just want to point out I am now out. I rang the register on Tesla. Apologies for this showing a purple. I am not short the stock. I'm out of it. It was a quick little hammer bottom, wick bottom. Grab the long into the next level, 187. I'm not trying to fight anything. I should say this. Not that it matters too much for these trades, but I'm scalping everything. I actually have to leave a little bit early today, so you'll have a special guest, I think, for the final 10 minutes.
Do you know who it is?
I'm not going to say.
Okay, so you know. Okay.
I'll let you know, but I don't want these guys to know until they find out.
I should probably know.
I'll tell you when I'm not telling everybody like I am right now. But I have to leave, so I got to be before the close. I just have to catch an earlier train to pick up my daughter.
It better
from
be
school.
Brankles.
Everything is fine. It's just that I got to pick her up. So yeah, it'll be a fun final 10 minutes. You guys can probably figure out who it is. But no more Tesla for me. As the market's coming back up here, a few things are snapping back to the upside.
I see what you did there.
See that? Holding VWAP on Snapchat. I do want to give this more of a chance to fall, just in case. I feel we've already scalped out enough of it. 1140 up here. If it breaks that, I'll get out of Dodge. I don't want to cover CVNA at all, to be honest with you. I almost want to let that one go and just see how far it can fall. However, like we're at that point in Alibaba where I was before going to roll into more short right here. And it does feel like it feels like it's pretty good. I know I talked myself out of it before, but this is a pop to VWAP. I'll give it one chance. I'll get some more in here right in front of like 109.10. Because my original short was up here at like 980s, like you'll see my price now is like at quarters or whatever it works out to be. So I'm really not risking that much to give it back into the 50s. This will give me actually better than 1-to-1 if it comes back down into the bottom. So I've reloaded Alibaba. I'm not really going to do anything in terms of adding into Snapchat. And that Vino, by the way, is beneath 450. Oh, and Chaz, no, I'm not doing push-ups because Meta never got to 30%. So this morning, when I was like, Meta's not getting 50 or 30% to the upside, as much as I was dead wrong on not having any longs in it, well, Meta never got to 30% because that would have been 190, like 199 or what's my math? My math's probably wrong there. I don't know, yeah, 199 or so would have been 30%. That's about right. Didn't get there. Never went. No push-ups. Sorry, guys.
Yep. And by the way, we are now, you know what? Now that I look, Meta's pretty good overall today. But there's the stop out right there. Unfortunately, we did get, register got rung a little bit there at 188.50. It did just came right back in to 187.50 again, but you can't sit here and worry about the prices that you took if you like them, and we talked about why we like them, so let's just stick with the plan here and grab that out, and now we don't have to worry about it, and we will maybe There
Not
it is.
yet.
We'll maybe see what's going to happen here. I don't know. I mean, do we want to go long right now on Meta? What's going on
I
with
do wanna watch
Roblox right now? We talked a little bit about Roblox here as well. $40 for Roblox, eh? That's a nice little trade coming through again. Roblox dipped all the way back down. So again, looking at that 50 period right there, Roblox came into 40, just came up on a scanner there. So we could definitely check out Roblox right now, breaking back below that level
Lower?
there. So let's wait to see if we want a 40 long maybe. That could be something that we want to talk about as the market's breaking back up to the upside. Holy crap, PayPal. So, all right.
Where is that?
Now, this is the thing. All right, it's already 3:20, so, but tomorrow, we're going to be back tomorrow. Obviously, we don't go anywhere. Stops are too tight. That's a ridiculous stop. For sure, it's up, right? And it's good and all that kind of stuff. But
Stops
like
are too damn tight.
at the same time, you know, for PayPal there, why did we stop ourselves out for 10 pennies when we're in the money 30? That doesn't really make any sense. But, you know, we got a good read on our stop there for Meta because now you're back up to 189.50, but that was a bad stop. DraftKings was fine. That never really went in the money, although we have a couple stops there at 175. Back upside now, that would roughly be flat. Need some more trade ideas right now. If you guys have anything, there goes there goes Meta. Yeah, I think maybe Apple because we looked at Apple for
Google's
earnings.
move.
Hold on a second. So there's Meta. I don't know, man. I mean, to take a 190 ain't so bad on Meta. You said you had Google over there?
No, I'm just like the moves off the bottom. Alphabet looks like one of the strongest ones because its bottom was like look at the level here. I wasn't watching Meta. I wasn't watching Alphabet closely enough. Look at that 106. It was just telling you where the buy was, and now it's just stair-stepping to the upside. So now 107 looks like it can be a bit of a play. Like that's, you know, to the up. It then sort of does one of these, reject that move to the downside, and then go up again. Let's see if I can't get a scalp trade around this 107 on Alphabet here. I just want to get in and out pretty quickly on something on a key price level. So if it works, it works. It's a similar thing with BOBA. My reload's going to be a relatively tight stop there. Let me zoom in so you can actually see this a little bit better, like that wick back there. Yeah, so I'm just kind of sitting right above that 107, just looking for longs in here, give it to there. It needs to pull back. Might have already missed this one, to be quite honest with you, but at least I know it's relatively strong. Tesla's not really breaking too much higher. This is what I mean about Alphabet looking stronger into the close. This is still on that downward trend, so it gave you a bit of a bounce. You know, maybe it's giving you another entry right here. Just Alphabet looks like a stronger move, and I would rather go long the stronger name if I can, because then if I have to chase it, which, am I really having to chase it? I don't want to do that. Then yeah, I might have to do that. So we'll see what happens here with Alphabet. I wanted to get this off 107. That might have come and gone almost too quickly. Amazon as well. You know, it's the 3 A's that are reporting, right? So Amazon, Alphabet, and Apple, just not nearly as strong as Alphabet. I feel like Alphabet's the one that I want to play into the next 20 minutes. We have 30 till the imbalances. I don't want to put anything on past 340 because I have to leave a little bit early today. So I'm not going to put any new trades on past 340. Hence, give me the strongest name if I can catch the dip.
All right. All right, well, we might wind up doing this again, but we are long Apple right now, so it's a new trade. Apple just came back into 50 again, but I just said we wouldn't hold things, or we need to, you know, get bigger stops right now, but for Apple, because we're bouncing off VWAP right now, I really like this break to go long, man, like through 75 right here, if we could sort of top tick some of those levels. So I don't think we're in at the right spot right now, but I wanted to get in case this market kept on going here. I didn't want to, you know, punch the high and not have anything in right now. So I'm only going to give this back to a break of 40. So if this doesn't work out, we're only long at 54 right now. So I'm thinking that, you know, take a piece out if we get to 70 on Apple, which, you know, we're coming back in right now, so I don't know if this is going to be possible. The market's going to have to continue to go upside right now, and we just top wicked up there at 12,800 again. So obviously a take of 12,800 we can go, and that would be fun. Maybe we should trade the TQQs right now instead of Apple. But, you know, right there, 12,800, I don't mind that take back up to the upside. It'll be above the 50 period. We just whoosh down a little bit right there, so we can see if that is something coming through. So we're going to wait out for that now. But, you know, we're in Apple here. If it breaks back down below another 15 cents, this is not the big position that we want. I'm much more comfortable taking this trade into earnings right here. So like a 75 break sort of coincides with some of the stuff we were doing earlier on Apple. Too many trades, I don't think I have too many trades on Apple today, although it's gonna look like that. We just shorted some of the tops and we're able to make good money on it. So everything is fine for Apple today. We had a great bottom pick for Apple as well. You saw that real early, and that just happens to be the level right there that we just bounced off of clean right there. So this is why we don't wanna hold this for too long. The reload would be a lot. Okay, here it goes. Now Apple's starting to go back up to the upside. Let's put an offer at 70 in case we fail. I mean, we just failed at 60, so let's put an offer at 70, like I said, in case we fail to the upside there. And then if we do break through, then I want to take a 75 long, and at that point, then we can, you know, come back into 50 or something for our out. But let's see if Apple wants to keep going here. I could see us testing 150 again. Remember, earnings on deck, guys. So we're only 40 minutes away before the close, and you know, your last chance to pick up some Apple shares. But hey, the move's already happened. So let's wait to see if Apple can retrace back up. We just sort of talked our book a little bit there, so let's see if Apple can win.
Yeah, and by the way, Vino's making another move up here. So look, I took the last break. Then we got scalp out, and then we re-entered the trade, and it got stopped out there, so the scalp works. But I didn't want the break this time. This time, and it breaks the high, if it does like a break and then a fake out, then I want to be part of like the long and the fake out. So it broke the high of the day. Now I'm looking for a similar pullback. I'm not in it, so I don't have to worry about getting stopped out. And then if it kind of like drips down here, drops down here, breaks 5 even, or even bounces, I can try working the long off of 475 level. There's not a lot of time left in the day here, so you know I probably am not thinking this is going to 750 or anything like that, but there's room to $6. It has this tiny 2 million share float, which you guys know that's been a catalyst recently. So while I acknowledge you're never looking about these in a fundamental standpoint, outside of there's not a lot of shares available. So when it starts to go up, well, if there's enough institutional ownership, that kind of thing, it can just start riding, and there's nothing standing in front of it, except the people that are selling it, that are day traders or people that can go short. Come on, just give me one little dip that I can buy into so I don't miss this move altogether, because I've decided not to punch the high of the day. I don't want to punch the high of the day. I'm trying to say it to myself, don't hit the high of the day. Oh, by the way, I am looking right now, reload on CVNA. It's kind of barcoding at a lower high. I'm looking to take that. I just don't want to switch away from Vino because I want to make sure I'm here to buy the dip. I'd hate to miss out on this potential move. I'm just about to get my order in to get some more shares short of CVNA, and then I'll show you Alibaba this way. So Baba breaking back up. This is actually where I'm stopping out here on Baba. We had the original short up here. We added to it there. I did take some profit out, but I did average in. So I'm just going to get out when it breaks out this top. Don't want to hold it too far against me. I kind of feel like this is the hot one right now, Vino. And given its profile, it hasn't really shown any signs of breaking the trend, but it's been giving you these dip buys. I'm just looking for it to do it one more time before the close to get me in here.
All right, so there it is right now. We'll just spin a little bit right now because Apple is starting to go upside. What a good out for Meta that was right now, as it's at 190. So that turns out to be a great out for me on Meta down there at 188. I mean, obviously it's not the best. You're never gonna have the bottoms or the tops. I mean, I was really happy having 196 when the top was 197. So we'll take a 188.50. You know, it did come in, a lot of things bounced, so, you know, not much to say there on that one. We did take a small, like I said, we got out to 66s there. Actually, some 65, some 60, now it's 60. Okay, so 15 cents right now, or 14 cents in the money on Apple. We'll see if that one will come through again right now as well. Oh, here it comes, breaking through 75. So let's put an offer right now, 71. We'll see if we can get, I mean, again, I'm just thinking that if we don't break 75, let's get another, I mean, why isn't it, I can't even get 71s there. We'll put a 70. Oh, that sucks. Again, missed it. Looking at Meta again, like just trying to talk about it with you guys. And this is the thing, sometimes we miss trades like that because I wanted to go over some of our past outs. Normally, if you're trading on your own account, like there's no way. This is what I'm saying about how things are different trading, you know, on the show as opposed to not off the show, right? So, or off the show. Like there's no way I would have gone back and looked at my Meta. But okay, right there, here we go. Now Apple can try to go. We are waiting for 149.75. So if that breaks, we're going to go long side on that. We talked about buying a little bit of a dip here. So, you know, let's take take it out. We're long at 54. We just took out a 70. We're out of 70% of that trade now. I'm going to take another out because honestly, if it doesn't go, it's fine. Right back up to the upside. What's up?
No, Vino's doing like one of those like death counts. I'm like, oh yeah, sometimes
Is it red or white wine?
Sometimes you don't want the. I have no idea.
All right.
Somebody tell me what it is. So I did get the 5 on the dip. Oh, sorry, I'm on CVNA here. We were just talking about when you're engaging a stock and putting orders in, you don't flip away. So I'm sitting there talking about Vino. I'm like, okay, well, don't take the breakout, Neil. Take the dip, give it to here, and I still end up with like 5 as a price anyway. So it's actually back at 5 right now. Can it actually withstand this? Hey, that's interesting time because I just heard in my ear we're going to the small cap recap. I'm assuming you're going to talk about Vino, Brendan.
I will. I was just actually reading about it. I'll tell you in a sec. Brought to you by Trade Ideas, guys. Comprehensive stock scanner used by active traders to quickly and efficiently identify trading opportunities daily, featuring powerful tools like the innovative stock races you see the guys use every single day to quickly identify and act on potential trades. Check out the link below for a 20% off token there for Trade Ideas. Gaucho Group Holdings is Vino. They're in luxury assets, including real estate development, wines, and a boutique hotel in Argentina. But it's more about this number down here, 2.3 million on the free float for Gaucho Group. Not one that was moving this morning, however, as far as small caps are concerned. This one was 10x, big move up. Aftermarket yesterday was holding 4, pretty simple. I tried a long in front of 4 just because it was such tight risk. That quickly failed right at the open, gave you a chance to flip that to the short side. Ends up being a really great fade all day long. I was off busy doing other things, but hope a few people had that one. CVNA, same story. My risk was way too tight on this at 17. Ends up being the second high. That works out pretty well. Now down to 14 on CVNA. This one as well. GNS popped up early on positive news in the pre-market, popped up pre-market, I should say, early on. 850 was that high. I was kind of waiting for that all day long, never got there. If you look from a higher perspective, this is just going sideways all day long, but we'll see what happens with GNS up 31% and not doing anything, guys.
Ooh,
GNS. A lot of people were talking about that GNS this morning. I was like, look at GNS, and I just did not get over to it. But Vino, so it stops out here, but it didn't actually break the low, so it's okay. Well, take the stop out. At least we didn't buy the top. We actually bought the dip, but it stops out the bottom without actually breaking it, so I jump right back in at said bottom, and we'll see if we can get back to 5. While that was happening, should just only, you know what? Could have only just shorted Carvana this afternoon.
Let's go Apple.
Realistically, like this is just continuously flushing. It just hit 14 again, so I did roll over into the shorts, just adding to it on the first pop. I want to try to hold this, not to the close, because I'm not going to stay till the close, but for the next at least 10, 15 minutes, I want to see if I can hang in to this short, to that low of the day. But I am going to constantly trail it because there's not a lot of time left in the day, so I'm going to constantly trail this all the way back.
All right.
Money,
all right, here we go. So here goes Apple. So let's see, man. All right, so we have 78s. I mean, we're now 20 cents in the money. It's actually 50 cents in the money from our past level there. We just gave you 149. Like, I mean, I don't know, whatever. We just gave you 149.75. It's at 150 right now. So big win for me here on this name. I don't like to say wins. They're not really wins. They're just trades. So let's just wait to see here what happens on this. We are offering 95s, I believe. I thought 96s. All right, don't stop at 95. Oh, we actually got that. We got a 98 up there anyways. So nice trade so far here. Let's see if it can, there it is. Now let's see into the close. It's 3:30 right now. Brennan just came up with the imbalance. Now getting some comfortable here. Brennan just gave up an imbalance there of 637 million to buy. So there it is right there, nicely cooking on Apple. There's the first long at 50. There's the next one, and there's a bunch of outs. Like, honestly, I said if we can get to 150, we'd be crooking on that. So let's get out another, we just took out another 95 right there. We're going to try to keep that going, but let's just see if it breaks and now can get back up to the upside. I'm happy holding it now. We have that bottom right there of 149.40. So let's go. Like, if you want to rock, let's rock right now. So here we are. I'm here for this trade, like I keep saying. We are long now. Apple into the close. Let's see if they want to buy this. And just buy, I just mean big money coming in. Let's see. It's Apple earnings. Does somebody know something? Maybe. And then we'll see if it can take out this 150. Peace. Goes 150. How about 150.08 right now? Yes, sir. There it is, man. Here we go. We're spinning it again because when we're giving you these calls, and this is the other thing, like, you know, honestly, like I took more shares there than I did, of course, in PayPal and in DraftKings. And I'm not just saying that because of where the stock is. Wow, I gotta get another piece out right now. It's about your comfort level. We can't say that enough. Like, if you're comfortable trading something, how many times do you see me in Apple? Yes, baby. This is a good one right now for Apple, as we just got a 19 fill right there. It's all about your comfort levels and making the trades when you see them there. So we saw that Apple. We're very comfortable trading Apple. So that's the amount of shares that we put on. We liked it so much we got long early ahead of this, right? So far so good here. I'm glad that we have this trade for sure, as it seems to be working out so far. But we're going to hold this into the close and see if we can't really spin this thing for you and make a little bit more here heading into the close. My target for Apple, 50s. 150.50, right where they stopped me out before we ripped all the way up. So let's see if Apple wants to go into the close. This is a good one right here. You want to bang there, Fernando? Oh, you, my guy.
Fernando in the bank, getting in the bank. Look, Apple, look, that's a big run on Apple. I'm not going to chase Google, by the way. I'm going to be running out of time on it. I'm going to trail out of Snapchat here. Oh, I just got some above 5 on Vino, so finally that popped above 5, but it's back down to like 90s right now. But I have to get out of Snapchat. We gave it to VWAP. I'm not holding this all the way back up to the high. You're running out of time on the day. I'm not going to roll into new shorts. The one I want to hold at least as long as I can. We just rinsed and repeated, shorting lower highs on Carvana. This one feels like it's just destined to go back into the downside. There's a lot of names that we didn't. I want to ignore some of what's going on here because Coinbase caught a heck of a bid. It's where it caught the bid. Sometimes, and this is a big learning. Think about it for a second. If the early short off 80 could not break, and I was sitting in it, so I know 77, 77, higher low. Look where it does the wick bottom 77. Higher low, jam back to what price? 80. Look at the levels there. Look at the levels here. It's almost, and then the candle entry point is basically the exact same candle where Tesla did it. And where did Tesla do it? Tesla did it right off the morning support level. So it broke the pre-market low, gave you the wick bottom, gave you the entry there, went to what price level? Morning support. It's not that hard. But I just noticed it on Coinbase. That 80, if it breaks out, Coinbase can go anywhere at this point. I just don't want to be chasing it this late in the day. Carvana has another seller on it on the offer. That one is just dying. Brendo?
Big volume spike on 3M. Wall Street Journal guys reporting that there's some activist chatter going on with 3M now as well. It seems like everybody has an activist these days, but talking about examining their leadership. Again, that's the Wall Street Journal.
The Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, WSJ there. All right, so I don't know, man. Are we getting a little too greedy with Apple? Because we were just waiting, we're waiting at 50. It just touched 30 there. So yeah, like a little bit nervous here that maybe we don't have the right risk profile here, but no. I still think we go back up to the upside. So we're actually out of the majority of these shares right now. We have 25% left of our total right here. So we did well to get out. Most of the outs were at 150, so that blow up to the upside. We got some out at 10 and some out at 20. You always wish you had held more or less, depending on what's the result. So that's why you don't look at trades like that. You trade what you see, and you sort of don't worry about what happens next, right? You can always put things in the back of your head, like, okay, if I see this again, then I'll do that, right? But I try to look at the trades. And it's tough because you guys are literally seeing us, and hit the like button. We forgot to ask this morning. We might have asked a couple times. We didn't ask enough. And then we only had 2,000 when we went off the air or something like that. And I don't even know what we have now. I'm not even looking. Just reminding myself to ask you guys, please hit the like and please hit the subscribe button. As Neil and I feel like every day we're putting on bigger and better shows. So please continue to support us as we'll continue to support you guys. The watch list is a fire watch list. We had written on today on our sticky note, long everything came in. And then right there, we just hit Meta. And I was pretty good about that trade as well. So, make sure that you join us every single day. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. As I sit here and talk, Apple just came right back up. So there it is. There, we just took there. I just took a 28. Like, see how fast as that happened? I had it up there. We took a fill out there at 28. So now we only have 30%. Every single one of these will be 10 extra percent on the outside. So right now we're gonna put another offer up. Now let's just put it at 45. You know, like I said, we just took it out at 28. You don't need to wait for 30. We're not going to wait for 50. Well, we will, but we're going to get a 45 out right there, just in case that happens one more time. That's 45 right there. Good take, and I apologize, it's hard to see. I told you, sometimes when I'm trading like this, it's very hard to see, but 149.50 was the first long. That's why we're doing the best we possibly can every day to sort of explain why we're getting in, explain what's going on with our trades. Like, look at that drop right there in Apple, huh? It just dropped right there, 30 cents in one candle for no apparent reason. Obviously, the market went down a little bit there, but okay, let's just continue to trade these names, man. Apple right now.
I think I know what's happening with the market, maybe.
Okay, yeah, what is happening with the market?
It's like come to my chart for the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ basically bounced and then got to this like higher low. It's like, it's approaching this shoulder or whatever you want to call it, and it's just slowing down. It's like 12,800. It gets there and it just starts slowing down a little bit. I'm not trading anything that cares what the market's doing, quite frankly. I'll zoom in so you can get a better idea. I am bidding now in front of the low on Carvana. I have to get out somewhere because I got to get up in like 5-10 minutes. So I'm actually going to trail this, which means I'll get these orders out of the way, see how far it goes down in the next 5 minutes, because I have like a time horizon here. It's about the easiest short that you'll ever find, but I didn't get to it. And this is a credit to the chat. I say this every single day. Like, if you have enough like setups in your playbook, what'll happen is you'll see a move and then you'll know what you want to do. Like when it broke 15 here, it's like, okay, well, this looks like it had a capitulation. It's got a consolidation here. Next move down, we'll just short the pops. It did a nice fun thing with a big large order there that we were able to take advantage of and then reload on the next consolidation level and ride the trend to the downside. But I didn't see Carvana do this. I saw people in the chat say Carvana was doing that. Maybe I probably could have looked at my trade idea scanner and seen it going to the downside. However, that's all that matters. You find it, you see a trade, you execute the trade. Vino might not get back up to the high of the day. I might just have to take it out where it lies. Oh, and by the way, so I didn't chase it, but sometimes if you chase the move, it would have worked out for you. Chasing the move on Alphabet would have worked. Like I could have gone long up here instead of down here, and it would have gotten to the high. I just didn't want to buy the highs knowing I couldn't actually hold it into the close or past the imbalances in case it ran higher. But Alphabet, super strong going into these earnings. I kind of feel like Alphabet has a better chance to make a big move than Apple, but that's based on its profile more than anything else.
All right. Call it what it is right now, but we'll just put some money in our pocket a little bit now. Apple, look, it's dancing. I just took an O's there, actually. I thought I got a 1 or a 2, but it looks like O's right there. We took out one more piece of Apple. So that's another, so now we only have 20% left of this trade. Again, pretty happy with these. Okay, good, there it is. It's not good. I don't want it to go down. But good that we got out of it. And now, peace out anyways, and now it's starting to fall back in. Look, there's that 200 period. It's right at the level that we called and that we said we'd be happy with. So we took it. Wow, okay, now you're extending lower here, Apple. All right, so let's get out of VWAP. If it takes that 60, I'm just putting the order in right now. If it takes that 60, we're out. 149.50s, put a stop order in right there. Cancel my last stop because, okay, so that's the only stops I have out. Make sure I don't have like a crazy meta stop or anything like that right now. But yeah, we're trying to get this all canceled out and squared away here. So, all right, Apple, if we drop back down below that, we're gonna get out and it'll be it won't be a hit, trust me. But let's just see what happens here on Apple. It was a great trade to the upside, made good money there. And that's why you take profits whenever you see something that you maybe don't trust. And this is the benefit again of looking at a stock a couple times. Like, I'm much more focused when I can sit here and actually look at some of these names, right? Like I was saying, watch the order flow, watch some of these things go through. So right now, we'll continue to do this on Apple and see if we can't make a little bit more money here into the close. It just bounced right back up. So again, we're still waiting at 40s or 50s. If it bounces, that's great. For now, we'll wait for the imbalances to come out. Brendan updated again. No, sorry, that was the same time?
Same number.
Yeah, 6:30 to 6:30 to buy. If it updates from there, Brenda will throw that to us. But for right now, no change. You just did right there, right on point. So no change for this imbalance. I may just stay out of everything. I know you're out of here.
I just got out.
Okay, good.
Just last update, and it's, you know what, the good thing about it is you can look for setups to get in, but they can also give you the reason to get out. So Carvana just there. We're giving it every single chance to just sort of fall over itself today. But when it broke the bottom, so here's yesterday's close. There's your bottom wick. I can zoom back in for you guys now. There's your bottom wick on volume, breaks the low, and then holds the low, trail out of the stop there. So don't make a decision till you need to make a decision. You can cut on the 3-minute channel, like, where are my outs? Flush, little green candle, out. Flush, little green candle, out. I find sometimes when I look back at these trades, I'm never angry with this. I'm always angry with this. It's like these outs, like these, like, get out, it's going for you, get out. No, that's like, those are the wrong ones. There's no reason to make a decision there. It's not telling you to make a decision. It's telling you to make a decision here. It's telling you to make a decision here and here. And so I find if I'm making too many decisions, then, and this is especially true of like the small cap names, right? Because you know they're going to float to the next price level based on the amount of liquidity they have. This is not Apple. It doesn't have liquidity at every single level. It has liquidity at spots, and you want to make decisions at those spots, and that's what you try to do there. But I'm now done. I won't put any new trades on here. I'm just going to make sure I have everything set up for our special guest who will join Sean for the final 10 or so minutes of the day. Thank you guys, everybody, for a fun day. It's been a wild last two. Tomorrow's going to be just as crazy because you get the big three reporting, which you know is going to be nuts, right?
Yeah, I already feel blessed because he's about to come through right now, immediately once Neil gets up. I don't want to wait for 10 minutes as soon as Neil's ready to flash.
I just got to get out of there.
Yeah, do your thing first. Absolutely no worries about it. If you have a guess on who it may be,
you guys can figure it out.
You will be correct.
Why is it still on me, by the way?
I don't know.
What's up?
What's up, guys? Bradley? Fahad? Brad? Can we look at the camera, please, if possible? Thank you so much. Right there. Wow. All right, guys. There it is. A little bit of a dump down there on Apple. Just came out. All right, man. Have a safe trip.
Oh, I got to still log out and everything.
Okay. All right. Do you? But have a safe day and everything. All right. So we're getting ready to rock and roll. I just got stopped out of Apple, so that's that trade that we just put it on. We just literally just talked about that. So there's Apple coming out right there at 60. Hey, man, we did our best on that trade, and I feel like as long as you do your best, then you're doing okay. So right there, that was a great out for us. We held 20% back. Kind of sucks, but again, it was a 75 long, out 60. What fill did I get? 62? Yeah, 60s. We got 60s. So out there at 60 on that breakdown. So pretty happy with everything, and no reason to complain. It's been an absolutely fantastic day, and it's not about to get better. I don't want to throw shade at Neil, but you guys are going to have a lot of
here.
we're going to have a lot of fun. Have a good one, man. Get home safely, and we will see you tomorrow. And good luck to all of our tech shares that are reporting tonight. Neil, he gone right now. Thank you, Neil, right now. So, all right, here we go. Yeah, Neil has a hearing appointment. That is very, very correct as we go through that. But yeah, let's get ready to rock and roll. As soon as he mics up, he'll be here, and we'll get into this. So into the imbalances, if you guys are waiting for that, there goes Apple bouncing around. Let's have a quick look at what these imbalances are right now. We only have 3 minutes. We are expecting something to come through here, and this is all as of 9:30. So we'll wait to see what happens. There's Apple. Look at that. Nice little bump back up. Let's make sure that we do cancel, of course, all of our stop orders and whatnot, so that we do have the rest coming out. You know what would be really cool? We are going to have a wicked guest here, but it kind of would be cool if Brendan were to sit here. Maybe next time we will have Brendan. Brendan, you're getting some requests to be on the desk with me here, so that would kind of be cool. I did call Jerome, but he's still there in New York, so he was unable to come through there today, actually from DC to New York. And then Aunt Kathy's too busy buying up every single meta share that she can, so she's not on today. But I'm telling you, we have a much better guest coming through. So. All right, let's go. Yeah, I would love to have Brendan here. We could have had that. Yeah, Brendan would be cool. Okay, next time Brendan will be here, okay? But are you all set to go, my guy?
I believe so.
Welcome.
How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, what that?
What?
Why do you have to do stuff like that?
Do what?
Do what?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Did you look in a mirror, or you're happy with that style?
I don't look at mirrors.
You don't look at mirrors.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
explains a lot, to be honest
I'm
with
like
you.
100% okay with how I look all the time.
Oh, no. Hey, man, be
know?
confident. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
good. I just wasn't sure if you came on with your hair like that on
My
purpose.
hair? What's wrong with my
to
hair?
get me going or what? Absolutely nothing's wrong with your hair. I should be the last one talk. I mean, I've told you many times that I am very jealous
Nah,
of your
don't
mop.
be. No, don't
I
be.
mean,
don't
you've got that sick mop already.
Don't
But
be.
all right, so want to introduce yourself?
be. Yeah, hello, everyone. I'm Prad, one of the worst traders you ever meet in your life.
Wow. Okay, that's throwing a lot of shade at
I'm
Brad.
joking. No, I'm just joking.
That's cold as
I love
ice
that guy.
right there. But no,
We're
this
partners
is
now in the.
this is
in the, you
Fahad.
know? Yeah, I'm Fahad. I'm here, on production team and whatnot.
Yeah, you are our technical director, I heard.
Apparently, I don't even know what my title
Congratulations.
is. Thank you. Is that a big thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, anytime you get like a title like that, I think it's pretty good. So, yeah, Fahad runs the ones and twos. And the thing is, Pratt hasn't been feeling that well lately. So, shout out to Pratt. He's definitely doing the best he can on the board. So I got to give a big shout out to that on that. And yeah, don't throw shade at that guy because Pratt is our guy. So
But he's teaching me a lot about trading, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, is he? Good.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
absolutely,
Yeah. So what was one thing he taught you?
So I just learned that stocks change the market.
Okay. All right. So with only 1 minute left to go here before imbalances come out, we are going to watch out for that. I don't even know what that means, so we'll come back on that in just 1 second because stocks sort of are the market, but we are going to talk about that in 1 minute here as we go. We're going to try to focus a little bit. These imbalances, of course, are all from 9:30. Man, I like this guy. Neil's job may be in question coming in through here very, very soon. 9:30 is the last imbalance right now. So what this is going to be our market on close orders. I feel like Meta could really fly, so let's watch. Wow, Meta down to 187 right now. So, wow. All right, let's go with only 15 seconds to go. See, people are already naming their kid after you right now. So, there we go. But this is why I feel like Fahad and I are really, I think we're pretty good together.
We're cool.
We can
100%.
flow back and forth. I don't know how things are when you're on with other people. But here we go. 2 and 1. Let's now see what's happening right now. Okay, ABEV with a nice. So some of these are going to be ADRs or CDRs on here. Well, not CDRs. Comcast with the sell. I actually don't see any dramatic names on there. Intel, for some reason, this must be a mistake. Someone's buying Intel right now, up 2.5 million. And I don't see anything else on there. Oh, I just saw AMD. Where's AMD? I saw them on here as well. There it is right there. AMD with a buy, but only 575 quotes. So that, nice little move upside there on AMD, right back into that level. Maybe this is a short there for Advanced Micro. So, all right, we only have a minute left. What's Intel doing? Nice move up there for Intel. I'm probably going to stay flat, man. I have over 300 fills today, which is way too many. But all right, so what did you mean by that? The market, what was that quote?
Okay. So let's say you're playing with Intel or let's say you like Microsoft, right?
Yeah, I love Microsoft.
Okay, so let's say you're on Microsoft. If you buy a lot of shares, the price actually moves.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's the thing. So the market is, and I don't know where you went to school or anything like that.
Right.
I'm not going to throw shade at that because I know financial literacy is not really big in schools, and that's
Not
that's
at
part
all.
of what spurned this show. To be honest with you, Fahad, let's go back over to the two shot here. So I think I sort of misheard a little bit of what you and Prad were talking about, and it's actually, let me go to the NASDAQ.
No, that was a really interesting case. So I always thought the markets I never really understood, obviously till recently, but
Right.
So I only thought that if just like with Apple,
Yeah.
if you just buy and sell it, it moves it.
Right.
And that affects the market obviously because
In
the
general.
market has Apple in it.
And
a
that's
big
where I was
percentage. But I didn't know it was the other way around. I didn't know if someone's buying and selling the NASDAQ, whatever it may
Yep,
be.
NASDAQ 100. Yep.
Then it affects the Apple stock, the
Got you.
individual stock. I didn't know that, which I found interesting.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
so right here, so it's a good point, and we talk about this all the time. And look, I mean, this is what we're here to do, right? So this is the NASDAQ 100. So when
Right.
you're hearing me say the NASDAQ today, Fahad, is up 3%,
Right.
So Apple is right here, right? The percentage,
Yep.
11.8% of the
weighted,
NASDAQ
okay.
is Apple.
Gotcha.
So if Apple's going to have a big day in the stock itself, which Apple right now is AAPL, Apple's right now up 3%. So look what the market's up. 3% market, 3% Apple, right? So Microsoft is right there as well. So
Right.
if Microsoft was down 3% today, then these two, because they're so
Would
close,
be flat, cancel out each other.
my guy,
I just made $500.
Right there, you see that? You just made $500 there somehow. But that was good. So that's the explanation. So you might have just missed that. Me and Fahad, dabbed up right there as that was good. So right there, you see? Just a little bit of explanation there. And now
I bet we taught a few people in the chat too.
Now we good. So, all right. Fahad, I think you made about 14 million on Dogecoin. So that's a good one right there.
13.8.
You should be, that's a good nickname for you, but I don't want to talk too much religion here, but Wall Street Jesus. Someone just said there. That would be kind of funny. You'll pass on that one. We don't want to talk politics or religion here. I just thought that was a real funny name right there for you. So let's just look at some more stock into the close.
Are you trading anything right now?
I am not.
Can I talk about something?
I would love for you to talk about something.
All right, chat. Look, please, everyone get serious for like a quick few minutes, all right? I need everyone to go to our second channel, More Trader TV.
Why don't you show it?
I can do that, right?
Yeah. Just open up a tab.
Hold on, I don't want to.
Come back to me. He's going to open up a tab and you can explain it and show it, Brad.
Perfect.
Right now, I'll talk a little bit about the close here. So let's just talk about Meta. Thanks for bringing that up anyways, by the way. All right, so just in case we're looking at this for tomorrow, so let's just look at Meta here quickly. So Meta just resisted 186 a couple times. Not only is 186 important because of what it's doing right now today, but also Meta on the daily. I just want to show everybody this. This is whoops. All the way up here. Right there. So this is 186 right here. So we've already sort of taken back some of those levels that go back to June and July. So since we've already went to the upside on that one, now you can sort of see that could turn into some support into tomorrow. So that is Meta, and it's no surprise for me that that's bounced now twice off of those levels. Do your thing, big guy.
All right, look, everybody. Hello.
Hello,
so
Fahad.
I need to go to Trader. If you show my screen, More Trader TV. We just uploaded a video like I'd say 4 days ago or something.
Got it.
And it's a fun video. It's our very first fun video. Where I know we're trying to expand.
I think we have lots of fun videos.
Well, you know what I mean. Like we're trying to do these trendy videos that are on YouTube right now, and this one is essentials in my bag. Whatever athletes are doing it, rappers are doing it, and it basically shows what everyone carries in their go-to duffel bag, their backpack, whatever it may be. And we did one for Neil, and it's a good video. Only got 500 views because we weren't pushing it. But now I'm pushing it, so I need everyone to go to it and run the views up, please. All you have to do is click the video and we get the views, so don't be stingy about that one. If you don't want to watch it, just click it and then leave. But it's a good video.
Thanks, man.
Watch it. There's a surprise in there. You may or may not see his wife. I don't know if they know how his wife looks like, but he showed a picture
I see
of
what
her.
you did there. That I don't think that's true, is it?
That's true.
Oh, it's true. Okay.
Isn't there?
Well, then you gave away the surprise.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, that's good. You can go in there and check it out. Fahad wants you to check out Neil's wife. It's right there in the video.
I didn't say it like that, but
I think
it's just the wording.
What you said. I'm just playing. I'm just playing around. Of course. Shout out. Don't worry. She ain't watching. My wife probably is watching.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Hey. My wife really likes you, by the way. And yes, man,
I met her a couple times.
Of course you have. And your kid. Almost made me get into some trouble there because the wife was like, okay, have you that picture of Naima there with me and her. Marissa's like, damn, son, we need to have another kid.
This is my screen. How do I go on my phone and see this every day? Like, come on.
Just those cheeks. I just want to grab them.
So
being Italian, like, used to go like that. It's kind of hurt. Okay, Brandon, what's up, my guy?
Hey guys, monster day to come, not only after the close tonight, but for tomorrow as well. We have the biggest of the big as far as earnings are concerned. Focus on this side, but there are a few on this side as well that we can maybe have a look at tomorrow. But the big three at the top there, Starbucks, sometimes a good trade off earnings as well.
Like Starbucks? Oh no, we already talked about this. You just started drinking coffee, kind of.
Well, I'm leaving it. I don't like it.
You're not feeling coffee? It is bitter. It's bitter.
The Amazon?
Yeah.
So what? This is right after?
Yeah. So after the close. So at some point between now and 8 o'clock, Amazon will be reporting. And normally they're between 4:05. Some come at 4, and then most of them are at 4:30 by the latest.
Okay.
So we're going to find out what Amazon has in store for us. I'm interested in Ford because it's on one right now.
Okay.
And then I think Alphabet, which is, of course, Google. We trade that a lot on the show, as you know.
Yep.
I feel like that's going to have a lot of indicators for what we can look for in this market. And the reason why I say that is Meta today helped us in the macro. They said advertising is still all good.
Okay.
Let's see if Alphabet double confirms that, because as you know, huge asset aspect of Alphabet, of course, would be, you know, the search, the advertising. Let's see if people are, look, it's a little bit too early to switch to Bing, and I know that that whole Microsoft Chat GPT and everything like that is taking off, but I'm telling you right now, Google, and I don't have any inside information on this, if you don't think Google's involved in AI,
No, come on. That's
right,
That's
so
ridiculous.
I feel like they're gonna come out and say something pretty nice about that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That's cool. I saw. How's Amazon do? Did they miss or what? Are they? Do they always beat? That guy's rich, ain't he?
Yeah, Bezos?
Jeff Bezos,
Yeah, he's a little bit rich. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
done all right for himself. But yeah, they normally, you know what? I mean, we'll see. Last report wasn't great. Amazon has dumped out. We can look at Amazon here as the market goes. Let's have a quick look at Amazon.
Yeah.
I think, again, so, you know, we've had some indications from the retail side of things, whether or not retail is going to be strong or not. They didn't have a great holiday quarter, was the report, but you can see right here. Oh, sorry, unfortunately, we had that. This is Amazon's trajectory right now.
That's really
So
good.
whenever you see something like this, they're basically priced to perform, right?
Okay.
So if they missed, it's going to be nasty
Okay.
because it's going to fall down. You have right here since beginning of the year, Amazon goes from 80 to 112. So it's up 50%.
So they're projecting
one-
that they're gonna beat.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the market thinks it's going to beat.
Okay.
It's a nice upside move here for Amazon. What has it done today? It's only gone up 7%.
Yeah, that's huge, yeah.
So yeah, it's a big move upside for Amazon today. Looking to see about this 114 top, but the implied move for Amazon is going to be quite large. So let's just go over here and just figure that out. AMZN, we only have a minute to go right now in the whoops. I clicked on AstraZeneca, AMZN there. We're going to find out where it thinks it's going to go. So it thinks right now on earnings, the expected move is 7%. So that's what it's actually up today. So, you know, we'll see. It could give it all back
Interesting, yeah.
into the close. But I want to thank Fawad. Thank you for coming through
course.
there. That was really good. You asked some really good questions, and I'm glad we went over it right now. So Meta into the close right now. Not doing much, man. It's kind of just, it did make that bottom of 187, went all the way back up to 188. So right there, oh, it's Justin. We haven't seen Justin in a while.
Are you gonna click the button?
He's
Or
on
do
the
I-
button. Oh, I'll do it right
Yeah,
now.
okay.
Do you have it on? There it is right there. With the countdown is now on.
Perfect.
Thanks for reminding me. Normally it is
course.
Neil that does that. There's Justin, the plaid man coming through.
Hello, Justin.
7-6. We only have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hello. Good one right there. Waking everyone up. Thank you, Justin, for that. And that concludes what was an absolutely bonkers day in the market.
You made good money?
Yeah.
IG. I'll give some insight real quick,
So
if
go ahead.
possible. Amazon. I'm
I
not
mean, it could come out right
I'm
now.
not a proficient. So, okay, if it comes out, let's say they miss, it's going to go down by a lot because it's basically overpriced right now because they're projecting, right?
Very.
So if it misses, it's going to go down by a lot. Me personally, I say buy them dips.
Buy them dip. Yes.
I'm not a financial advisor,
Yes.
but buy the dips because everyone's upset with Netflix right now, and I think Amazon Prime is going to get more value in the future for the next earnings. So
Amazon
I think
Prime is free, right? Like
with it comes in with
Right,
Prime itself. So I'm saying if it drops right now, Amazon, because they missed, next quarter might be really good because you're going to get a lot of new people for Amazon Prime. Because Netflix sucks. You see their new rule they're doing?
I did.
I'm canceling. I don't know about you guys. I'm canceling.
You ain't
End of
canceling.
mo-
You ain't even
on-
paying for it right now. You're probably
I
got someone
pay.
else.
Hey, now. I kind of pay. I
See?
asked them if they want me
See?
to pitch. But I'm going to stop using it.
Amazon's
And I'm
out.
not
So
signing
Amazon,
up.
big move to the downside right now. As you can see, Amazon just ticking 109, then right back up to 112. You see, Fahad, what I'm
So did
talking
they
about?
beat them?
Someone heard what you said. They went all the way down to 109. Someone bought the dip.
Good job,
and
brother.
it went right up to 113, and they
Or
probably
sister.
sold. So, yeah, right now, Amazon dancing around. We can go to Brennan if you want. I don't know if he has the exact numbers, but there's Amazon down to 109 and bouncing right back up. I get a feeling like it's, I don't know, man. It doesn't really feel like it's out right now. But you know what? There it is. Woo! Amazon
baby.
right there. Someone bought the dip.
God.
It's Amazon Prime, baby. Let's go. What's up, Brendo?
Yeah, a few highlights quickly, guys. 2.7 billion versus 2.4 billion on the income side. Q1 net sales expected to be between 121 billion and 126 billion. That's higher than expected. So pretty positive so far for Amazon.
Yeah, look. So, I mean, now we got to wait for Apple to come out. Any theories on Apple?
They suck as well.
They suck. Okay.
But they're
All right.
taking away more accessories the more products they come up with. Do you remember when we had an iPhone 7 and they got rid
I
of
had the first
the
iPhone.
charger? Or no, the...
Oh, the lightning cable?
Yeah, and then everyone's like, what the... And then they start taking off the
block.
headphones, the block. And So now you're gonna get half a screen the next time. Half the phone, you gotta buy the next one from somewhere, another country.
Wouldn't half the screen mean it's cost them half the price to produce the phone now?
That's up to them and China.
Just playing around. All right, look at Amazon right now, 116. Apparently Google's out. We're kind of just hanging around a little bit now. Google up to 109 right now, starting to go up to the upside as well. So yeah, lots of stuff happening right now. This is Trader TV Live bonus coverage right now here today. You know, like when, it's kind of like what they say, like when, Rooster's gone, the chickens rule the whatever. So Neil's gone right now. So we're here doing whatever we want. Up to 111.50 right now at Google.
Dang,
yes, sir.
wow.
My largest holding in my account is Google.
Let's go,
so
baby.
moon it. If you have anything, Brendo, the thing about Apple is Apple normally comes out at 4:30.
Oh, that's a
so we're
lot.
not waiting around for Apple. If I'm correct, it's pretty much 4:30
Unless you
every
want to.
time. Let's try to wrap this up right now, or just go to Brendan anyways. What's up, Brendan?
It was the advertising sales number that was a beat, 11.5 billion versus 9.7 billion, but all of these miss. So revenue, EPS, and it looks like the search revenue specifically, also a miss, 42.6 versus 43.3 expected. So a few things downside there for Alphabet, guys.
All right, so not as bad there. It's basically flat. I was just telling Fahad that it basically closed at 107, 108. So it's just dancing around right now. It is my largest holding. Let's see if it can make a successful trade. I'm not selling any of it, so it's irrelevant. And we're going to see now it's back up to 109. Everyone's asking for us to cover what's out. If something else drops right now, we will get it to you, but I don't see anything else dropping. I heard some requests for Ford in the chat. Isn't Ford normally an AM release? I don't know, but I don't know.
It was on after.
It was on after? Okay, yeah, you're right. So we'll wait for it. But hey, we got to wrap this up. It's 4:05 right now. Let's wrap this up. That was fun, man. Thank you so much for that. We had a great time here. Brendan's busy at work, so I want to thank right now Sharif. I always thank Sharif, but thanks for Sharif for today. I don't know. But thank Ian, who filled in for Sharif today. And then I want to give a big thanks to Luca as well. Thanks to you, Fahad, of course, as per usual.
Of course.
Right there. You look like, isn't there a character in Scooby-Doo or something that had their hair like that? There's somebody I'm thinking about like that. But thanks to Pratt again. We know he's not doing that well. Shout out to him for coming through and doing the whole board. Thanks, Brendan. I mean, the news is not going to stop as we go. So thanks for that again. And thanks to Bears vs. Bulls. Thanks, Justin, for ringing the bell. Katrine for ringing the bell earlier. Thanks for Liz for all the work that she's doing as well. But all right, Brendan, anything or we're good?
It's just a steady stream at this point. Qualcomm's out. There's a bunch. It's a huge day, as we said, guys.
All right.
Make sure you're with us tomorrow. It's going to be fun.
That's what I was going to say. The watch list, you can sign up for that, watchlist.tradertv.live. And join us tomorrow. For everybody here at Trader TV, thanks again. Thanks, Fahad. You did amazing.
Of course.
And we'll try to catch you again next time.
Yes.
Thanks for everybody. It's 4:05. We'll catch you. Good luck on your positions. We'll see you tomorrow. Will Meta or Tesla be above 200? Only time will tell.
Go Veru.
Ciao.
Goodbye.